people from more than doubling next month. Congresswoman Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez.
People are going to die, and I don't understand why they can't just extend these subsidies so that we can save people's lives while they figure out whatever their political food fight is.
CBS's Caitlin Huey-Burns.
The two sides are very much at odds, but what we are watching heading into next week is the Senate bills failed yesterday, but the House is supposed to take up legislation next week. They are saying that they're putting forward a package of bills related to the costs of health care. We don't yet know exactly what that looks like.
Some House Democrats today released 19 photos from the estate of Jeffrey Epstein showing him near Donald Trump, among others. CBS's Ed O'Keefe says the White House is not pleased.
This White House and Republicans writ large have accused the Democrats on the committee of cherry-picking pieces of evidence that have been shared by the Epstein Committee to embarrass the president or to keep this going for political reasons.
Republican Congressman Thomas Massie says the Justice Department has to release all of its Epstein files in a week.
It's a crime if they don't. It's not like they're in contempt of Congress because they didn't respond to a subpoena. This is a new law with criminal implications if they don't follow it.
A former Michigan football coach has been charged with stalking and home invasion.
I'm Peter King. Sharon Moore has been formally charged after appearing virtually in court. He's accused of repeatedly calling and texting a woman against her will, then going to her home. Prosecutors say he terrorized her and threatened to kill himself with kitchen scissors and butter knives. Moore's attorney says he's not a threat to anyone. The judge has granted his release on $25,000 bond. He'll have to wear a GPS device, stay in Michigan, and stay away from the woman he's accused of stalking. Peter King, CBS News.
In Washington state, more than a dozen rivers have overflowed their banks. CBS's Carter Evans is in Mount Vernon, due north of Seattle.
Even though most of the rivers have already crested, it's going to be till tomorrow at least before they recede below flood levels.
Preservationists have sued President Trump over his ballroom project. Here's CBS's Linda Kenyon.
The first major lawsuit has been filed by the National Trust for Historic Preservation. It names President Trump and others, including Interior Secretary Doug Burgum. The lawsuit argues the administration failed to undergo legally required reviews or receive congressional authorization for the project. The president had said the ballroom would be near but not touching the White House structure, then later demolished the entire East Wing.
On Wall Street, less than an hour before the close of the trading week, the Dow is down almost 0.5%. This is CBS News.
Check off the wish list with instant savings and free battery offers on select Steel tools. Shop online at steelusa.com or in-store.
Another atmospheric river heading our way. But first, KIRO News Radio traffic. Here's Nate Connors.
All right, Heather, in Northgate, we've got a new collision, South 5 and Northgate Way. It's in the left lane. You're backed up to 130th at the Jackson Golf Course. Taking about 25 minutes to travel from Linwood to Seattle. Once you punch through this backup, though, it's wide open all the way into downtown. North 5 slows from Albro Place to I-90. The rest of our major routes are looking good this noon hour. Here are a few of our current closures, though, across the region. State Route 203 remains closed through Duval and Carnation, but has reopened in Falls City. State Route 9 in Snohomish remains closed between Lowell Larimer Road and to Bickford Avenue. About a 4-mile stretch there. Crews are on scene checking out the damage, and we are waiting on results this afternoon to see when they might reopen this. And if you're heading out toward the coast, we've got a new mudslide blocking both directions of Highway 12 and milepost 27 in Malone. That's about 5 miles south of Elma. KIRO News Radio real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon. I'm Heather Bosch.
This is my first time that I've ever seen something like this. Yeah, the water's no joke.
Rivers across western Washington have crested, but the danger is far from over. Callie lives in the city of Snohomish.
I've only lived here for a little over a decade, and I've never seen anything like this before. It's scary. I mean, looking at the river right now, it just looks so powerful.
The Snohomish River crested at record levels. So did the Skagit River, which prompted evacuations in Burlington this morning. More from KIRO News Radio's Luke Ducey.
The Skagit River is receding after hitting a record level of 37 feet. However, it pushed into the Gage's slough, which corkscrews through Burlington, where Kelly watched it flood amid an evacuation order.
Definitely never seen this before. You know, when you hear about it, you kind of just like, oh, it's not going to affect us, but It's affecting everybody.
Thankfully, no reports of anyone injured or anyone needing rescuing. In Burlington, Luke Ducey, KIRO News Radio.
The flooding Nooksack River has swamped the town of Sumas near the Canadian border. Coast Guard crews rescued 4 people trapped atop a flooded home there.
Like picking up 2 survivors, going to the LZ to drop them off, and then come back to the next 2.
More from KIRO 7 TV's Jack Bilyeu.
We saw crews moving around town on jet skis and inflatable boats. Rescuers also drove around in loaders and brush trucks to get through the high water. We spoke to a couple who watched downtown flood, then watched the water rise up over their field, up a hill, and into their garage over the course of just a few hours. They say this is the worst they've ever seen the area flood.
Residents are being urged there to evacuate. Governor Bob Ferguson says the president has signed the state's request for an emergency declaration to speed federal help because of our historic flooding. The governor plans an update at 2 p.m. We'll bring that to you live right here on KIRO News Radio. The atmospheric river that prompted the widespread flooding is on its way out. Meteorologist Cliff Mast tells Seattle Red 770 another atmospheric river will be heading our way next week.
Right now, it doesn't look quite as significant as this one. Yeah, down maybe 30%, but a pretty strong event. And on top of already saturated soils and high river levels, and there's danger in that one too.
It should hit Tuesday or Wednesday. This weather update brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. Cloudy skies today with highs in the low 50s. It's 51 in downtown Seattle. I'm Heather Bosch.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with a KIRO News Radio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
And now, it's time for the Jake and Spike Show on KIRO News Radio with your hosts, Jake Skorheim and Spike O'Neill.
Hey there. Happy Friday, December 12th. Jake Skorheim here, Spike O'Neill.
Happy Friday, my friend.
Spike, this flooding story is just the biggest story around. It's all anybody's talking about. We're going to cover it a bunch. We're going to talk a bunch about the same. We have other stuff, too, because it is Friday, and Fridays are a great time around here.
Lots of stuff going on in the world, but right here in the Northwest, in the Pacific Northwest, it's historic. We got stories about how the community is rallying to help each other in these moments.
Yes.
About the president's already signed an emergency declaration, making sure the federal government's here to help the state of Washington.
Yeah, FEMA's going to be on it, which is great. We do have a couple of great guests today that we're looking forward to. We're going to talk to a church which has stepped in. You know, oftentimes it's the churches and communities that are able to kind of pick up the slack when it's needed.
They're on the ground in the communities, you bet.
And so we're going to talk to one of the churches up in Mount Vernon, which is just being hit so hard right now. You have just amazing flooding happening, historic levels, like you mentioned, Spike. And that Skagit River posted a high, a historic high of 37.43 feet, which is a new historic high. And that was just, I believe that was, let's see here, that was just yesterday that it did that, just last night. And as that water spreads out, people are being evacuated. They have to figure out where to go. It's the holiday season, so this is not in anybody's schedule. This is not what anybody wants right now. This is what people should be hunkering down at home and enjoying the fruits of their labor and the wonderful times with family and friends in your home. And unfortunately for a lot of people, their homes are underwater right now. So you have these shelters that are popping up. And so we're going to talk to a church that's opened up its doors. I think they're at or near capacity. And also we're going to talk with the Red Cross in just a little bit about how they're helping these folks. A lot of, have you ever had to evacuate to a shelter?
Never. Never.
I never have either, by the grace of God. And, how do you service hundreds of people who need kind of everything? I mean, when you are ordered to get out now, this level 3, like go now order that was given in many of these places.
We talked the last couple of days about folks, please listen to these evacuation orders.
Yes.
We begged, and the message got out.
Yeah, and you listen, you collect what you absolutely need. You get your money that you need, obviously your family, and make sure your family's safe.
Meds, money, people, and go.
And you go.
Yep.
And you leave the rest to deal with after the fact and insurance. And
we'll talk to Sully about what this could look like after the water subsides.
Yeah, we're going to talk to Sully about that. We're going to talk to this church and Red Cross here in just a little bit. Also, yesterday we had a story about this lady up in Mount Vernon also who has a very unique situation because she has 68 mini donkeys on her hands. She breeds them, and she, what do you do when you have all these
in the flood path? With 68 animals that you love and care for, where do you go?
And they're short, so they're not made for high water.
I don't mean to laugh. No, you're right.
No,
you're
what
right.
do you do with these donkeys?
They're more at risk than any other animal in the county.
Yes, absolutely.
Oh my gosh.
So what do you do with these adorable little things? So we're going to talk to her in just a little bit and find out, and if she needs help, how we can help her. And I'm going to ask her if I can have a donkey because I think it'd be fun for my kids for Christmas. I don't know if she's going to give us one, but
wonderful idea. Just temporary, you mean like a shelter?
I just want one. I was looking at pictures. I haven't run this by my wife, which is a bad idea.
Okay, at least you're aware of that.
I think my wife would be genuinely surprised and pleasantly surprised, I hope, if I brought home a mini donkey for Christmas for the boys and for her. I just can't imagine anybody who doesn't want a mini donkey. But we'll get into all that later. Right now, on the ground, we do have Luke Ducey, KIRO News Radio reporter. Luke, welcome back to the show.
Hey, thanks for having me. And I would like to echo that. A great, a shout out to all the nonprofits, Red Cross. I've seen them boots on the ground here as well this morning. The shelters that are around this area, especially here in Burlington, where I am right now. They're doing great work, and they're here and they're showing up. They were here in the dark of the morning, telling folks, hey, if you need something, we're here. Here's information. It's great stuff. I started out my day this morning in Mount Vernon, and I was reporting to people, I was up there against the seawall, and it was kind of a little scary because the water is right on the other side, and then up against the seawall on the Mount Vernon side of it. Obviously, I'm not on the river, but you can see little trickles of water coming through, and you think to yourself, man, if this thing gives way, like we're gone. We're going for a swim for sure, but that thing held, and it kept the water out. There was absolutely no flooding in Mount Vernon. And then, and the river crested, NOAA, National Oceanic Atmospheric Administration, saying about 12:30 this morning, it beat a record by 3 inches. But then I get a text from my producer, go to Burlington now, just go, get in your vehicle, go, evacuation order. I'm like, what the heck's going on, man? I thought thing was over. We're the water's receding. We're in the good.
We
we're in
should
the
be
clear.
safe.
Got there in Burlington, total confusion, went down a road just near Highway 20 and one of the side streets, and just saw flooding. Didn't know what the heck was going on. I grabbed a local guy named Nick, and I was talking to him. What is this? Where are we? What's going on? And he's like, this is called the Gages Slough. This is a slough that, and I looked it up, and I'm not familiar with the area. So the Gages Slough is connected to the Skagit River, and it corkscrews through the city of Burlington. Well, too much water. It just started taking the water from the Skagit and started shooting up storm drains. Started every single house, and I'm looking at 3 of them right here on the banks of the slough. They're underwater by about a foot, not a lot, but the sad part is, and we're talking dozens and dozens of homes throughout Burlington are flooded, but the sad part is, it's a matter of elevation. So the homes next to it, if they're only like 2 feet higher in elevation than the house that's underwater, they were spared. Thankfully, no injuries, no water rescues reported, but God, what a mess. And I've heard stories over and over about just damage to people's houses. They were on their way to work, and they got the alert just like I did on my phone, like, breaking news, there's flooding, and everyone's like, what the heck's going on? What does you mean flooding? And they just went home, and it's just a mess. It's a mess for so many people here.
If you guys are not watching online, you should be. You can go to KIRO Radio App. You can watch us live there. You can go to YouTube, search for KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM, and the Jake and Spike Show live will pop up. And we have video rolling right now as we're talking. I think you took these videos, Luke. You posted these on your social media and on X, I believe. And we're just watching this, and all of these houses that it's not under a ton of water. It's not like they're over the roof, but it is up to, garage line, which means it's inside the garage, which means it's then affecting the foundation of the house, which means it's being sucked up into all of the materials that make up the house, the dry materials, which should be staying dry. This is the nightmare. I mean, you may not lose the house, but in 2 weeks, you're going to have, black mold in there.
Well, it's the recovery from this particular pair of storms.
Yes.
And then we hear in the news report that there's another atmospheric layer. Cliff Mass says it's not as severe as these. There's another one coming next week.
But it's already saturated. This is historic levels of water. I mean, I don't think the Skagit River has been this high. I mean, it's now historically high, but it broke the previous thing that was, back in 1990? I mean, we're talking about 30-something years ago when it was this bad. So for folks living in these neighborhoods, they likely have never seen water this high and probably thought that they were totally safe. I saw the same thing in, my folks were driving around Snohomish. I was talking to them this morning. They got up early and they went and drove down. Snohomish is a huge chunk of it is just underwater.
Yeah.
And you have the bridge there, which we'll show some video of this in just a little bit, but you have the Avenue D Bridge, which is that right by that Andy's Fish House. You've been there, Spike.
Sure, downtown, old town Snohomish.
Yeah. Have you seen that, Luke? Have you been down there?
No, I have not.
You should check it out. When the water recedes, it's lovely.
Okay.
But the water levels are up so high. That bridge, which is normally 15, 20 feet above the water,
it's right at the base of the bridge.
The water's hitting the bridge.
Yeah.
And the walkway that goes along the river there, which normally you're 10 feet above the water and you're looking down into the water, there's no walkway.
That's 10 feet underwater.
Yeah.
Now. Luke, you mentioned all the people that are coming, the community's coming together to help these people who are seeking shelter through evacuation. Do you know how long they're going to be? Do they have any idea how long this can go on for these folks providing the help?
However long it takes is what the answer is, because I've seen the community as well come together. These are communities that are tight. They have been through a lot. They've been through a lot historically in the past. They can point to, year whatever. I think the worst is 1990, but there are other years where they've had flooding like this and storms and stuff. So they're used to this and they take care of each other. So, that's the easy answer right there. But, as far as the Red Cross and officially, they're going to be here. I also saw the National Guard here as well. They said they were assisting, but they weren't really doing anything. I can get into that if you want. It's just interesting because there wasn't anything for them to do, I think. But in the moment, I just want to take us back to the moment. You know what this is like? It's kind of like if you've ever been hiking and finally, eventually, you wear all your Gore-Tex, and finally the water leaks through somehow. And you're like, darn it! You get your underlayers wet because of the water, because it finds a way in. We were talking about this yesterday, just the three of us. This water, it's gonna find a way. Like the Skagit River was receding, but it was just too much water, and the slough said it couldn't hold it off, and the Skagit River said, you know what? I'm just gonna go to the slough then, and I'm gonna mess things up in town there. It's like that's what happened, and it hasn't risen anymore, but it hasn't gone down. But in the moment when we're there, and there's evacuation orders, and your phone's going off, and people are out in the streets going, what's going on? And it's coming up high, and it's really scary. And then I was talking with this guy, Nick, and we look in the water, and we're both like, oh, my God, it became one of these rescue moments for ourselves. There's a little kitty cat. This kitty cat is going across the street in the water, only, probably about 20 feet away from us. So we could have gone after it and saved it. I think we would have been okay, but it was completely submerged, and we were like, oh God, we don't want to see it swept away. And we both kind of looked at each other. Do we jump in? Do we not? And we watched. The cat made it across, got in some dry land. But you also think, well, what a stupid cat. What are you going through the water for? Well, it was dry. At least there was no water. But I know they don't think like do whatever. But anyways,
that's somebody's beloved pet, man.
Nick and I, for a second, Nick and I almost went in. We were going to go in after this cat and rescue
what's
this
so crazy?
Thing.
Can we pause this for a second and just think about how crazy that is? Two grown men risking their lives for a cat that you don't even know. You know what I mean? Like, I'm sure it's a sweet cat, but
you wouldn't.
Would I risk my life to go and get a cat?
Yeah. You wouldn't if you knew you could do it safely. You're going to assume you're going to make.
No, that's not a risk of my life.
Call.
No, that's not a risk of my life.
Okay.
If I knew I could do it safely, of course. Yeah, I don't mind getting my shoes wet. But am I going to go across a deadly river where I could be sucked under with all the debris and I might die for somebody else's cat? I got 4 kids at home who need me to provide for them and be a loving father for the rest of my life. Again, for somebody else's cat that I don't know. I'll be honest.
Yeah, we can put on.
I've met a lot of cats.
We can put on your tombstone.
I've had a lot of cats.
But the cat made it.
Yeah. These cats are sometimes jerks.
That's fair. I like to think that I would for a pet.
That's irrational.
That's irrational. You're right.
That's what I'm saying. That's irrational. Somebody might do something irrational because it's their pet. If I see a random pet out there, if it's actually a risk to my life, if you're asking me honestly, would I go risk my life for somebody's random pet? Probably not.
That's probably the right answer.
Hopefully I'm being rational.
All those things went through our heads. We were looking at the cat saying our impulse was to go rescue this little guy. But then when you see the current, you're like, I don't know, but what's that going to look like if I don't rescue it? And it gets swept away. Then how
you
bad
got
would
kids,
I feel?
Luke. What are you thinking? You got kids.
I know.
We can't do that.
She's older. She's okay.
We need you. We need you.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sure your kid's fine, but we need you. KIRO Newsradio.
I'm still under contract. I'm still under contract. Gotcha.
You would have rescued the cat, Spike?
I would have thought about it. I would have thought long and hard about it. If I could make any kind of effort to reach an animal and save its life, you bet I would.
Again,
I'm not rational.
If it wasn't emotional. If it wasn't a risk to my life, I would make an assessment of the moment and go, all right, is this a risk to my life? No, not going to do it. If it's an actual risk.
Okay, that's valid.
But if it's like getting my jeans wet,
up to your waist.
Get my jeans wet. Whatever. I'll go up to my head. I don't
There you
care.
go.
But if I think it's going to be fine,
That's what I wanted to hear.
yeah. But I'm not going to am I going to hop and skip across when I look at the EB Slough, okay,
Right.
which I've been driving
play
across.
Frogger on those logs.
There's a cat sitting down on the EB Slough. Are you going to go rescue that?
Nope.
Exactly.
Now there's another layer. There's another layer to that story I didn't tell you. But so it made it across. We got to dry land. And we did not rescue the cat, but it made it.
Yes.
But at that point in time, there was another neighbor who looked at both of us and said, "Oh, it just crawled into where about 30 raccoons live."
Oh no.
I know.
I don't mean to laugh, but I assume that a raccoon and a cat don't get along. Yeah.
I don't know. It just got worse. Like what?
Out of the frying pan into the fire.
Oh my gosh.
Laura's taking notes.
Yeah.
She's going to go up and rescue this cat.
I'm on my way.
She's on her
Bye,
way.
Guys.
You guys
This is all
need
I'm
any
going to
help
think about for the
rescuing
next
cats?
3 hours.
It's on Fairview Street in Burlington.
It was.
Well, Luke, where are you off to next?
Oh, I'm going home, man. I told my wife I've got a Belvedere martini and some chicken parmesan waiting for me. But
Nice.
then,
Well earned, my friend.
And I joke, but I hate to say that because I do, whenever I cover stories like this, I got to be honest, and it's been years and years and years, I never escape the guilt. That's associated a little bit. These people out here are the kindest, nicest people, and they're the ones facing this devastation. Both in Mount Vernon, I've talked to them, and here, and I get to go home to my home in Seattle, and they're dealing with this, and I feel so horrible. And God bless them. They're great people, and they take care of each other. It's a great community up here in Skagit County.
It is a strange thing when, like, we were looking at video that you just put up here a little bit ago, Laura, but it was that you took, Luke, and you were in that neighborhood where on one side of the street, just by a coin flip, and again, it's been 30 years since they probably had water up at that level, if ever, and this is in Snohomish, actually, but same example. One side of the street, by chance, is a foot or two lower than the other side of the street.
Yeah.
And it's never been an issue before, and you're great neighbors, and you love each other, and one side of the street's houses they're going to have a very different Christmas. The other side's just going to go back to life, and they're just going to probably have a semi-normal Christmas, except that their neighbor across the street is having to deal with insurance calls, hopefully, if they've got,
property damage, property loss,
damage, all that stuff.
If they even can go home, we don't even know yet.
Yeah, it's hopefully this water starts receding soon, and before that next storm comes through next week. And again, if it's less, then maybe it doesn't reach this level.
Yeah,
Hopefully it doesn't.
Yeah, we had two back-to-back, which is kind of the reason we're having this historic flooding like it is. Two incidents, two atmospheric river occurrences back-to-back like that. Luke, you don't feel guilty about appreciating the things you have in your life when you cover these stories and these communities. You've earned it, my friend. Go have your Belvedere.
It's okay. I'll do that.
Enjoy.
And the chicken parm.
Yeah,
Wait a
parm.
couple hours, though. Jeez Louise. Still early in the day.
Now when your day starts at 2 in the morning.
It's
his
my
day.
day.
He's
You're
put
right.
in 10 hours already,
It's
man.
like those guys who get off after the night shift.
Night
and it's like the
shifters,
9
you bet,
a.m.
man.
9 a.m. bar seat.
It's always 5 o'clock somewhere.
There you go. All right.
I've done that. I've done that in restaurants with a TV crew, and you're in there in a restaurant having, it's breakfast for everyone else, and you're having drinks, and they're like, who are these guys?
Who are these
But
alcoholics?
that's what you do.
Third shifters, baby.
We work in news.
That's right.
Hard drinking newsmen.
All right, that's Luke Ducey out there. Appreciate it, Luke. Stay safe. Thanks, man.
Have a great weekend.
All right,
too,
we got a
buddy.
lot more coming up. Stick around. We will be right back.
This hour is brought to you by Caesars Sportsbook at Muckleshoot Casino.
Your favorite Seahawks gear? Check. Face paint? Check. The Mike McDonald preview on KIRO News Radio? Check.
We want to win the game.
Seahawks head coach Mike McDonald joins the voice of the Seahawks, Steve Rabel, in the final interview before every Seahawks game. Friday mornings, the Mike McDonald preview, only on Seattle's Morning News.
I'm really proud of the work that we've done. I'm proud of the guys' spirit.
This is where the 12s hear the Hawks. KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM.
You're listening to Leaf Filter Radio, and the guru of gutter protection himself, Chris Coonahan, is here to take your most pressing leaf-related questions.
Hey, everybody, Chris here. I understand we have Ron on the line. Ron, where are you calling from?
Uh-oh. Ron, are you calling from a ladder?
Well, I was. I wanted to ask Chris what I need to do to get my gutters ready to have leaf filter installed.
Oh, Ron, you don't have to do anything. A Leaf Filter Trusted Pro will come out and clean out your gutters, realign and seal your gutters, and install Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter protection system.
So I didn't need to get on this ladder?
Ron, Leaf Filter Trusted Pros are in your neighborhood and ready to help. Just visit leaffilter.com/deal to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off.
Thank goodness. What was that site?
To get this special radio offer, go to leaffilter.com/deal for your free gutter inspection today and get up to 30% off. That's leaffilter.com/deal for up to 30% off. leaffilter.com/deal. See representative for warranty details.
This message comes from Viking, committed to exploring the world in comfort. Journey through the heart of Europe on an elegant Viking longship with thoughtful service, destination-focused dining, and cultural enrichment on board and on shore. With small ships that bring travelers closer to the destination, there's more time to explore. And every Viking voyage is all-inclusive, with no children and no casinos. Discover more at Viking.com.
With Steel, batteries are included. This holiday season, give a gift that's ready to go right out of the box. For everything from cleaning up the yard to cutting up firewood, Steel tools check off the wish list and knock out the to-do list. And right now, buy select battery tool sets and get a free extra battery. Visit SteelUSA.com for holiday deals and gift ideas. Happy holidays from Steel. Offer valid for a limited time only at participating dealers while supplies last.
Comcast Business is celebrating the holidays by giving your business the $1,000 holiday bonus when you switch to a gig speed internet package. Just imagine the thousands of possibilities of a $1,000 prepaid card. Like possibility number 12, the new laptop for the office holiday hero. Or possibility number 108, smart speakers to deck those hallways. Or possibility number 192, new equipment for the new year. Or possibility number 555, Bluetooth holiday lights for office decor. Switch to Comcast Business, designed for 100% reliability with business internet and wireless connect, plus advanced cybersecurity, and now get the $1,000 holiday bonus. Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Ends 12/14/25. New customers only with 2-year agreement. Requires qualifying gig package. Other restrictions apply.
Veterans, if you're struggling with bills, VA loan expert Steve Teitler of Best Mortgage says he may be able to cut your monthly expenses.
Many people accumulated a lot of debt over the past few years. And even if you have a low mortgage rate, your total monthly payments may be a struggle. The good news is VA loan rates have dropped, and that means you can do a VA cash-out refinance to pay off your high-interest rate debt and roll everything into one low monthly payment. For example, one of our VA clients saved $1,268 per month. And remember, with a VA loan, you can buy a home with no money down.
And you always talk to a real person, not an AI robot.
That's right. Whether you're a veteran or seeking a conventional loan, you'll talk directly to me or a highly experienced senior advisor, never an AI bot.
Honest advice you can trust from the VA loan experts. Best Mortgage, 425-649-6000. Best Mortgage, 425-649-6000.
Did you know that nearly half the homes in Western Washington are not properly insulated or not insulated at all? That may be the reason why your home is way too hot in the summer and way too cold in the winter. It may also be the reason that your energy bills are sky high. Right now, Insulation Northwest is offering a free inspection of your home's insulation. This is a $199 value and it's absolutely free, no obligation. Just call today and Insulation Northwest will arrange a time that works with your schedule. We'll perform a thorough exam of your home's insulation and give you the advice you need to start saving thousands. Everyone who calls today will also receive a free infrared screening of your home using the latest technology. This will help reveal any hidden flaws in your home's protective energy blanket. What do you have to lose? It only takes about an hour and it's absolutely free. Call Insulation Northwest today, the real insulation company.
InsulationNorthwest.com.
Cars for Kids reminds you time is running out to donate your car for 2025. Call 877 Cars for Kids now to secure your 2025 tax deduction and vacation voucher. That's Cars with a K.
Discover the magic of the season at Sky Nursery.
Hi, I'm Laurel, a team member at Sky Nursery, inviting you to come by for a cup of holiday cheer. Wander through a festive wonderland of fresh-cut fir trees and thousands of unique ornaments, and contribute to our Links of Love community tree. Stop by the winter stage for live music from a dozen local artists. Make your holiday traditions just a bit more magical at Sky Nursery.
Live music schedule and all details at skynursery.com.
The Puyallup Tribe of Indians and Salish Cancer Center sincerely thank everyone who helped make this year's Giving Hope Gala possible. Thanks to your incredible support, tickets for the December Gala event at the Emerald Queen Casino Event Center are close to selling out. You can make a difference by contributing to the Patient Financial Assistance Fund, which provides vital help to those battling cancer. For sponsorship opportunities, tickets, and ways to give, visit puyalluptribe-nsn.gov. Together, we are giving hope.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon, I'm Heather Bosch.
Please, please, please evacuate.
Governor Bob Ferguson. Evacuation orders have been issued in several communities, including the city of Sumas near the Canadian border, where the Nooksack River crested at record levels, and the Coast Guard rescued several people stranded atop the roof of a house.
Like picking up 2 survivors, going to the LZ to drop them off, and then come back for the next 2.
The Skagit also broke a record near Mount Vernon this morning. People in the area were urged to leave earlier, and there were evacuations issued this morning in Burlington, where Ray surveyed the damage.
It's unfortunate that, a lot of houses are ruined and stuff because of this, but it is what it is. Mother Nature.
The Snohomish River crested at historic levels and should start receding now. KIRO News Radio's James Lynch is there. James, what's next?
With no significant increase in the level of the river overnight, city leaders are turning their attention to the cleanup with focus on the Department of Public Works campus, which is still underwater. And the scope of the damage, says City Manager Sherry Ayrton, is unknown.
The biggest obstacle right now is what we don't know. We don't know what's under the water at our Public Works yard, for example. We don't know what's been damaged.
So far, the good news, there have been no injuries because of the flooding in Snohomish. Residents are encouraged to continue to use extreme caution until the water is fully receded. In Snohomish, James Lynch, KIRO News Radio.
In Pierce County, about 80 people rescued from an RV park flooded by the Puyallup River are staying with family, friends, or in shelters. This man telling KIRO 7 TV.
This is my first time that I've ever seen something like this. I was raised in California, and then I'm here in Washington, and as soon as I got here, the water's no joke.
The atmospheric river that prompted the widespread flooding is on its way out. Another atmospheric river is forecast to come in Monday or Tuesday. It won't be nearly as strong as the last one, but it could bring half a foot of rain to the mountains. It comes on top of already swollen rivers and saturated soil. Governor Bob Ferguson says the president has signed the state's request for an emergency declaration. The governor plans an update at 2, and we'll bring that to you live right here on KIRO News Radio. On Wall Street, the Dow is down 306 points, NASDAQ off 425. KIRO News Radio traffic, here's Nate Connors.
All right, Heather, as you can imagine, we still have a lot of closures out there due to the weather. I'll get to that in a sec. Right now, up in Everett, we're dealing with heavy volumes, crossing the trestle with added volumes due to those closures on State Route 9 south of Snohomish due to flooding. Volumes have thinned out a bit from our last report. State Route 204, though, still jams up as you approach the trestle. Heading into Seattle, South 5, you're crowded from Northgate into downtown. Linwood to Seattle, 20 to 25 minutes. North 5 slows just briefly from the Michigan curve to I-90. And over in Bellevue, South 405, it's picking up between Southeast 8th and 112th. Up in Skagit County, both directions are closed of State Route 20 between Burlington and Cedar-Woolley. Both directions of Highway 2 remain closed between Skykomish and Leavenworth. That's a 50-mile closure. Still no estimated time to reopen. And if you're heading to the coast out toward Elma, we've got a mudslide blocking both directions of Highway 12 at milepost 27. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
This weather update brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. Cloudy skies today with highs in the low 50s. It's 51 in downtown Seattle. I'm Heather Bosch.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
All right, welcome back to the show. We are continuing our coverage of everything that's happening with this really amazing flood. And Spike, we were looking at pictures and video earlier, and as you just watch these rivers, which are now at historic levels.
Yeah.
Snohomish, we were showing you pictures of the Snohomish River earlier that my parents took. They were down there just out. I mean, so many people are
Snohomish, Skykomish, and the Skagit.
And Skagit.
Sometimes worst of all is up in the Skagit.
Yeah, I saw a post earlier. That's the amazing thing. Social media can be awful, but it can also be amazing for times like these where it's just instantaneous, quick information.
Yeah, spread the word. You bet.
I was watching a post by somebody. I think he was with Como, and he was showing footage of the Skagit River that had exceeded its all-time high, which it had set, I think, just yesterday at some point. And so now, I mean, it's just the levels at which it's flooding are just kind of amazing. It is displacing a lot of people. There's a lot of people who have been ordered to evacuate statewide, and especially in these, that Mount Vernon area, also, down south. And one of the places that's helping folks who need to go and find a place to shelter is Bethany Covenant Church. And joining us now, we have a couple of folks. We have Carol Janssens, who's the administrator with the Red Cross and is working at Bethany Covenant Church. And then also Pastor Randall Wilkin join us. Thank you guys so much for making the time. Carol, how many people are able to shelter at the church there?
Well, right now we have about 150, but we have room for quite a few more. We also have a shelter across the street at the Mormon Church. And if we were to fill up both of them, which I don't think we would be opening another shelter. So if someone needs sheltering, we will find a place for them.
Are there things that people can do to help? You guys are doing so much for the community right now. How can our listeners help these citizens that have been displaced by this flood?
So the best thing to do would make donations online on the Red Cross page, and that way they can purchase the things that are needed for these clients rather than getting a lot of donations and getting things that they may not need, and we'll get able to get them what is needed.
Yeah, that absolutely. I'm sure there's very specific things that you guys are in need of right now. Pastor Randall Wilkin also joins us. He's with Bethany Covenant Church. Can you tell us what it's just like on the campus there? I mean, you have the churches are not generally made for a living population to be there. I know people are busy there throughout the week, and sometimes there's schools, and certainly Sundays and Wednesday nights they can get pretty busy. But when you have 125, 150 people who are living there around the clock, what's the church like right now?
Yeah, it's pretty much taken over by that. We had our big Christmas program planned for this weekend, and we ended up canceling that because of this, and so that was a big impact. Our regular programs, especially the things in the part of the building that the Red Cross needs, have been canceled. We are hoping to hold our Sunday services this weekend, but other than that, we've had to adjust everything else.
It's ironic, though, that you had to cancel the Christmas program, but you have all these people who are now seeking shelter with you guys. It's kind of
works in mysterious
It's kind of appropriate, isn't it?
This is how we needed to reach out to the community this weekend. Not the way that we had planned, but it's definitely community outreach of a different sort.
Pastor Wilkins, as the anticipation for this flood was coming, how did you guys prepare the church to take in these refugees?
It kind of was a surprise, and we have an agreement with the Red Cross that when our facility is needed, they can basically come in and use it. And so a lot of the preparation was theirs. They came in and within a couple hours had it ready to receive people, brought in their cots and the other things that they have. We've provided as much support as we can. Our Sammy has done a lot. Our facilities manager, Oleg, has done a lot. And we've had some volunteers who've come in and done a great job of kind of monitoring the building. But the Red Cross has done most of it.
And Sammy Frenberg is there. She's the administrator. Sammy, can you tell us what is it like preparing? Is it all Red Cross, or are you guys also helping with the preparation in the kitchens for the food? You're serving 125 people around the clock. How does that look?
Well, the Red Cross has actually got our kitchen and has brought in the food and everything they need for folks. I'm providing what administrative support that I can, fielding the phones here. Often people will call the church knowing that I can reach the Red Cross, because the Red Cross can be busy down there.
Sure.
And so we've been working, just making sure that we have what support that they need, and that we have volunteers from our church on the ground, because it's a stressful time, and some people need some pastoral care and someone to talk to, as well as making sure that folks know their boundaries and smoke outside and the different things that they need to do when they're not used to a church atmosphere. Mm-hmm.
Well, also, you got to think, most people, especially around the holidays, you have very specific plans, and then those plans get changed in a very dramatic, scary way, and now you're all kind of huddled together and trying to figure it out. That can obviously get really stressful, but hopefully everybody has a little bit of grace for their fellow evacuees. If you have can I give the number out if anybody's interested in that local area that needs help? Can I give the number to your church out?
Yes. Our number is 360-424-9399.
9399. Okay. So, if anybody's up in that Mount Vernon area.
Yes, but I'm a part-time secretary, and so the office is not always manned. But if they stay on the line long enough for it to go to voicemail, it comes to transcribes into my email, and I can reply to them.
Oh, wonderful. That's great. Mm-hmm. All right. Well, if anybody up there is listening and you guys are having to evacuate as the waters continue to expand, Bethany Covenant Church working with the Red Cross, and it sounds like there's a bunch of other locations there open as well.
They've got room if you still need to make.
They've got room if you need it. It looks like the facilities and people are. In times like these, it's really amazing to watch as the communities come together and, take care of each other, which is very heartening, especially around these holiday times. Thank you guys so much for making the time. We really do appreciate it, and for all the great work you guys are doing.
Well, thank you. Thank you.
You betcha. Best of luck, and thanks for all you're doing for the community. Really, we mean this.
Yeah. It's an honor. Take care.
All right. We got a lot more coming up. Stick around. We'll be right back.
The Northwest's trusted news source.
We're learning that it was two brothers who were fatally shot in Lacey.
KIRO News Radio.
KIRO News Radio's James Lynch has more.
More than 140,000 fentanyl pills and powder were seized.
Experienced voices you trust.
A fierce budget fight is coming down to the wire.
Coverage you can depend on.
King County's $20 billion budget.
KIRO News Radio on 97.3 FM, the app, YouTube, and your smart speaker.
Your old furnace ain't nice, and your toes are like ice.
DayandNight.net.
This month, Day and Night gives you a free furnace with the installation of an AC or heat pump.
If you're not sure your furnace will make it through another winter, call us to install a proper, long-lasting, efficient heating system backed by our lifetime workmanship guarantee, so you won't be left out in the cold.
Install an AC or heat pump and get a free furnace from Day and Night Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electric.
DayandNight.net.
You're listening to Leaf Filter Radio, and the guru of gutter protection himself, Chris Coonahan, is here to take your most pressing leaf-related questions.
Hey, everybody, Chris here. I understand we have Ron on the line. Ron, where are you calling from?
Uh-oh. Ron, are you calling from a ladder?
Well, I was. I wanted to ask Chris what I need to do to get my gutters ready to have leaf filter installed.
Oh, Ron, you don't have to do anything. A Leaf Filter Trusted Pro will come out and clean out your gutters, realign and seal your gutters, and install Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter protection system.
So I didn't need to get on this ladder?
Ron, Leaf Filter Trusted Pros are in your neighborhood and ready to help. Just visit leaffilter.com/radio to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off.
Thank goodness. What was that site?
To get this special radio offer, go to leaffilter.com/radio for your free gutter inspection today and get up to 30% off. That's leaffilter.com/radio for up to 30% off. leaffilter.com/radio. See representative for warranty details.
Guys, if you're worn down, putting on weight, dealing with low T symptoms, or ED, something's off. Ignoring symptoms doesn't fix the real issue. For a limited time, Revive Men's Health Washington is offering free full diagnostic panels. A $400 value. It checks testosterone, blood sugar, cholesterol, kidney, liver, thyroid, and heart health. The key areas that reveal what's driving low T, ED, and more. Plus, qualified patients get up to 25% off select treatments now through year end. This gives you a clear answer on what's off and the steps to improve it. Over 120,000 patients have trusted trusted Revive since 2011 because the results are real. Claim your free full diagnostic panel today. Call 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Did you know in Washington State, you can see a physical therapist without a referral from your doctor? That's right. Thanks to Direct Access, you can skip the wait and get the care you need right away. Shannon O'Kelly, how has Direct Access changed the game?
Direct Access for us, Brock, is a game changer. Why? Is because there is so much research and data out there that says if you get in early when you have a musculoskeletal problem or an injury, the earlier you get in and we can start care, the better outcomes and the decreased downstream cost, okay? So it's so important. Our providers are all doctors of physical therapy. They're all trained to identify situations and problems. They've got the skill, they've got the talent, they've got the knowledge. If you get in and start therapy early, we're going to get you back to activity, pain-free, and moving and having fun.
Fast, easy, effective. Direct Access is your path to better movement, starting with a single step. Visit irgpt.com to schedule your appointment today. irgpt.com.
Comcast Business is celebrating the holidays by giving your business the $1,000 holiday bonus when you switch to a gig speed internet package. Just imagine the thousands of possibilities of a $1,000 prepaid card. Like possibility number 12, the new laptop for the office holiday hero. Or possibility number 108, smart speakers to deck those hallways. Or possibility number 192, new equipment for the new year. Or possibility number 555, Bluetooth holiday lights for office decor. Switch to Comcast Business, designed for 100% reliability with business internet and wireless connect, plus advanced cybersecurity, and now get the $1,000 holiday bonus. Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Ends 12/14/25. New customers only with 2-year agreement. Requires qualifying gig package. Other restrictions apply.
Cars for Kids reminds you time is running out to donate your car for 2025. Call 877-CARS4KIDS now to secure your 2025 tax deduction and vacation voucher. That's Cars with a K.
A special message from Hartley and Wilcox Family Farms.
This time of year, as we enjoy family, I think about how life on the farm must have been over 100 years ago. One thing that remains constant is our love of family, the animals, and the land. So as your family gathers, we hope you feel good about cooking and baking with fresh, local Wilcox eggs, just like we've done for the past 100 years. From our family to yours, happy holidays. Wilcox Family Farms, locally fresh since 1909.
Welcome back to the show. All right, we got a lot of stuff to get to. This one is a video segment. It's actually, we're talking, obviously, so you're not going to miss anything if you're just listening. But it will be enhanced if you have the ability to watch us on the live streaming, which we do on YouTube and also through the KIRO Radio app. So check that out. This is fascinating. I didn't even know this happened here locally. I suppose it makes sense because it's water and you can have boats that float in water.
They're actually supposed to.
They're supposed to. But you've heard of ghost ships before?
I hadn't until you showed me this story. I hadn't heard this till you showed me this story.
Oh, my gosh. This is a fun new thing for you then.
Well, I've heard of these ships that are adrift at sea.
Yes.
Is that's what I'm talking
about.
Ship? Okay.
Ghost ships or phantom ships.
Okay.
Which happen, like there's some, and we'll get into this in just a second, but there's some really famous ghost ships that are just floating around out there in the wide world.
Wide ocean. Yeah, I've heard, that I've heard of.
Okay.
An abandoned trawler tanker, whatever. It's just kind of floating off.
Yeah, or mysteriously, there's ships that go missing and people think that they've sunk and then they get spotted floating in the mist somewhere with no crew and they don't know what happened to the crew. It could be piracy, it could be sickness, whatever. And it's fascinating stuff. We'll get into that in just a second because there's a big, long list of these, and they chart. There are actually websites now which chart ghost ships as they're spotted, and then they'll update you on where they're at.
Right,
but this one was funny. This is crazy. So this happened locally here. This is in the Mukilteo. This is in Mukilteo.
Yeah, the ferry terminal.
Ferry terminal.
Yeah.
And you're watching this video we'll put up here on the screen, and there's a Washington State ferry is about to pull in. It's night, and this black, ghostly ship starts going right in front of the, look at that.
For folks who don't join this video with us, you're missing the boat, if I may use the pun.
Nice.
There's a video shot from two travelers waiting for the ferry to dock in Mukilteo. So it's like a social media post.
Sure.
And they're watching the ferries come in at night is pretty magical. We sometimes take it for granted when we live here.
It's so cool.
It's amazing. And as this couple is watching the boat come in, the ferry come into the Mukilteo dock, as you said, this dark, unlit figure of a ship, of a boat. This is it's a big boat.
Yeah, it's 100-foot. It looks like a 100-foot trawler of some kind.
Just
looks like a fishing boat or something.
Drifts in front of the dock as the ferry is 100 yards out to 150 yards out?
Yeah, I'd say that. But it's a couple boat lengths out, and easily, if they had not been warned about this, if you're not looking, we're watching the video right now. If you're watching this video, I wouldn't necessarily. My eyes are drawn to the lights. I mean, when you're watching one of these big, beautiful ferries come in, when they are running. When you're watching it come in and all the lights are lit up and it's nighttime and the lights are reflecting off of the water.
It is magic.
It is magical.
Right? It is.
Yes.
It's a treasure we take for granted far too often.
I wouldn't notice, and it's right there in front of your face. I wouldn't notice this boat that's just drifting by. You very easily, I could see there being a scenario where a ferry boat would very easy, and I get text every time I say ferry boat. I could just say ferry, but whatever. It could slam into that very easily. You wouldn't even know you were going to hit it until you had hit it.
Right. And the crews that run our state ferries are the best in the world. I mean, it's the largest.
I mean, I hope so. I like a lot of them very much.
I'm giving them the benefit of the doubt.
I'm very fond of them.
They spotted this ghost ship and they hit it with floodlights.
Yeah.
They're watching it, and there's nothing you can do. It's just a drift. Apparently, during this storm, it was the wind that the storm brought with it.
That's right. We had some wind.
Blew this thing free from its moorage, whatever dock it was on nearby the ferry terminal.
Yeah.
And it drifted right as time and coincidence would have it. It drifted just across the face of the ferry dock. And if the boat hadn't, like you said, if they hadn't been eagle-eyed, paying attention, the best in the business, they just crashed into this thing right at the ferry.
Wouldn't it be
right at the terminal?
It'd be so easy to imagine out. I mean, this is in the right by the terminal. It's kind of amazing that it I suppose because it was anchored nearby or wherever it broke off from.
Or the wind pushed it to the shore, and it's probably bounced along.
But they're lucky that it went right near the terminal there where it's very well lit up, because that area at night, I mean, that in Everett right there, there's not a lot of lights on the beach.
You get in between the channels, between the islands, and those ferries are cruising through.
They're going at a good clip.
They are.
They very easily could have hit this thing. Did you ever stand out on the front of those at night?
Oh, yeah.
It feels creepy, doesn't it?
It is.
Especially in a storm like this. Like you can see in the video, there's a lot of rain pounding, and obviously we've had this was kind of at the height of the rain and wind. When you're in the front of those boats, and it's just like that, it's this rhythmic thing that's happening, and it's like, I don't know, it's almost like a creepy song or something. It's just a weird.
It's a little hypnotic.
It is hypnotic.
I try not to take it for granted. I know folks use that. It's the largest commuter ferry system in the United States, second largest in the world.
Yeah.
People do tend to take it for granted. It's just their daily commute.
Well, we just grew up with it here.
Yeah. I always am outside when I'm on a ferry.
Me too.
I want to be outside taking this in.
What do you do? Like, do you go stand on the front?
I have from time to time. I usually do. If the weather's bad, I won't.
Yeah.
I'll try to stay inside the cover that is right there on the front nose of the boat, or sometimes the back end of the boat.
Yeah.
If that shields you from the weather, because you still have that beautiful view of the coast you're leaving, whichever direction the ferry's taking you. But to see that coastline and the communities that are lit up at night or in the daytime is even more beautiful.
It's pretty cool at night. I always try to do this, especially with the kids. We always try to go and stand on the front. The boys just
that's high seas adventure.
Yeah, you want to get them out of the car.
Of course,
the closest they're going to get to being a pirate until they grow up and
burn some energy.
Yeah. And so we go and do that. Usually it's me and the boys. My wife has little interest.
You
in
go
standing
upstairs
outside.
though, right where there's the
I
rail.
want to be down
where the ropes.
I want to be down where the rope, because you want to feel like, listen, if something, if you're not careful here, you go over.
Okay,
you're done.
Yeah, you are.
You want to just be on the edge of that risk.
Give them that
danger.
A little bit of taste of this is no small thing what we're doing today, guys.
They pull a little closer to you. They appreciate you a little bit more because you're just like feet from death. But one of my best experiences ever on a ferry boat. I love these boats as much as I do complain about them. And the state runs them like idiots, but the people who run them are great.
It's because you love them that
the people who work on them are great.
Fantastic.
But the people who are in charge, who have very little experience on a boat, who are just bureaucrats, I think they could do a little more homework and do the job better. But that's neither here nor there.
Tell me what the best time you ever had on a ferry.
Before we had kids, we're on one of these ferry boats, And my wife, for Christmas one year, had gotten me. I love Michael Crichton, the author. He's phenomenal.
Oh, yeah.
So he wrote a book years ago called Pirate Latitudes, and you should read it. It's really, if you like Michael Crichton's work,
I love it.
I mean, the guy's a genius. And so and I think the name of the book is Pirate Latitudes. Somebody could look that up. But it talks all about like being out on the high seas, and it's very much like the minutia of being out on a boat and the wind hitting your face and everything. And I'm sitting there in the car, and we're right on the front of it's like
first one on.
First one on. It's dark. The rain is coming in. My wife's probably asleep in the passenger seat, but I'm reading this book and just like turning the pages as the rain is hitting, and I'm having almost like a 3D experience. I'm in the book.
I love it.
And so I get out and I go and I stand on the front of the boat, and I'm just watching, feeling like a pirate. Now, of course, I'm nowhere near a pirate, and very far
or nowhere near danger. To be fair,
nowhere near danger.
They do great work. They keep you safe.
But they are fun.
That's a blast.
It's the best.
So until a ghost ship drifts in front of your vessel.
I just didn't even know that was a thing.
I didn't either.
Here, locally.
Right. I mean, high seas, but not in the Mukilteo dock.
It does happen. I know we have 10 seconds left, so we got to go here soon. But there are boats that are floating around. There was one famous one. Do you remember the 2011 tsunami in Japan? Do you remember that?
Yes, of course.
There was a boat that broke anchor there and then floated across the Pacific. And for years, they were tracking it.
Wow.
Look it up online. It's really fascinating. And they would see it every few years. And then it eventually, I think, crashed in Oregon. All right, we got a lot more coming up. Stick around. We'll be right back.
Your favorite Seahawks gear? Check. Face paint? Check. The Mike McDonald preview on KIRO News Radio? Check.
We want to win the game.
Seahawks head coach Mike McDonald joins the voice of the Seahawks, Steve Rabel, in the final interview before every Seahawks game. Friday mornings, the Mike McDonald preview, only on Seattle's Morning News.
I'm really proud of the work that we've done. I'm proud of the guys' spirit.
This is where the 12s hear the Hawks. KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM.
Ulta Beauty's big holiday beauty sale is back with up to 50% off must-have gifts. Shop irresistible deals like the Shark Beauty Flex Style and Benefit Cosmetics Travel Size Mascaras. With new offers weekly, same-day pickup or delivery, and our trusted associates, we make holiday shopping effortless. Head into Ulta Beauty today. Ulta Beauty. Gifting happens here.
Makita's built for the pros who show up early, who don't do shortcuts, only precise cuts. With tools built to last, job after job, year after year. Performance that pays off, because when the job calls for the best, you answer. And when you need the best, you call on Makita. Built to be the best. Available at the Home Depot.
I'm worried.
About what?
Water.
Oh?
Hot water, if you really want to know.
Water heater worries?
Worried it's wearing down.
Running out?
The hot doesn't last like it used to.
So you're...
worried.
I got a guaranteed fix.
Let me guess. A new water heater.
Right, but...
that's what worries me.
Well, worry no more.
Why?
What you need is an Apollo Plumbing water heater.
Because?
We include Wrenchie's worry-free warranty.
Wrenchie's what?
Worry-free warranty.
Which means?
When it wears out, we replace it.
No extra charge.
As an A-List Club member, you're covered for life.
For life?
For as long as you're an A-List member. You get annual life-extending water heater flushes included.
So it lasts longer.
Right.
And when it needs replacement,
you're covered.
With no worries.
Because it's Wrenchie's
worry-free warranty.
What else would you expect from the Ready Right Now plumbers?
Apollo Plumbing.
Home of Wrenchie's worry-free warranty.
What about tankless ones?
Worry-free too.
Gotta love that Wrenchie.
ApolloPlumbing.com.
Do you need glasses or contacts and you're now at the age where you also need readers? K2 Vision RLE is the permanent solution to eliminate the need for all those. Hey, it's Doctors King and Kopstein from K2 Vision. Andy, for those nearing age 50 or so, refractive lens exchange can be a great alternative to LASIK.
That's right, Joe. K2 Vision RLE is a terrific permanent solution for a lifetime of great vision. The older we get, we experience the dysfunction of our natural lens, which affects both distance vision and requires the use of reading glasses. Plus, after K2 Vision RLE, you will never develop a cataract.
And like LASIK, K2 Vision RLE is quick and painless. The question is, which procedure is right for you?
After replacing more than 100,000 failing lenses, we have the experience to tell you if it's your right time for RLE.
Schedule your free Zoom consultation with us about K2 Vision RLE to get your eyes seeing young again, permanently.
Go to K2VisionRLE.com. K2VisionRLE.com.
What's your holiday tradition? It's G. Scott here. For me, it's gathering with loved ones around a meal that brings joy. For many families, that tradition feels out of reach. Next time you shop at Safeway, please donate to Nourishing Neighbors. Your gift provides groceries to families across Washington, giving them access to nutritious food and the dignity to shop like the rest of us and choose what's meaningful for their holiday table. Visit nourishingneighbors.com and donate at your Safeway checkout. That's nourishingneighbors.com.
Are you looking to hire? ZipRecruiter finds the best candidate for your job fast. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ziprecruiter.com/free.
Your best source for local news. KIRO News Radio. KIRO FM and HD1. Tacoma, Seattle. Northwest News. This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by O'Reilly Auto Parts.
I'm Christopher Cruz. In Britain moments ago,
early diagnosis quite simply saves lives.
King Charles said since his cancer was caught early and he's followed his doctor's orders, he'll be able to cut back on his treatments next year.
My own schedule of cancer treatment can be reduced in the new year. This milestone is both a personal blessing and a testimony to the remarkable advances that have been made in cancer care in recent years.
Charles was diagnosed in January 2024, but hasn't disclosed the kind of cancer he's being treated for. Health insurance premiums for Americans with Obamacare policies could more than double in about 2 weeks. House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries says blame Republicans for that.
There are only 5 legislative days left before the Affordable Care Act tax credits expire. And we have yet to see a Republican plan to prevent tens of millions of Americans from experiencing dramatically increased premiums, copays, and deductibles.
It's been a mild flu season, says CBS's Jim Crisula.
Seasonal flu activity is high in just 4 states, Colorado, Louisiana, New Jersey, and New York, with cases minimal or low in most others, according to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. So far, the annual cold weather waves of COVID-19 and RSV seem to be relatively mild, according to the CDC.
Illinois has become the 12th state to allow terminally ill people to end their lives with prescription medication.
Governor J.B. Pritzker signed the End-of-Life Options Act into law.
I don't want anybody to think that making up your mind about this is very easy. It's not.
2 doctors will have to agree a patient has less than 6 months to live and is of sound mind before prescribing the life-ending medication. Susie Flack's son had terminal cancer and moved from Illinois to California, where medical aid in dying is legal.
He died on his own terms, peacefully. It was really a beautiful thing.
The Catholic Church had urged Pritzker to veto the bill. Michael Wallace, CBS News.
House Democrats have released photos of Jeffrey Epstein near prominent figures, including Donald Trump. Democratic Congressman Robert Garcia.
The White House consistently has tried to cover up the Epstein files and the release.
CBS's Ed O'Keefe.
The president has not been accused of any wrongdoing whatsoever, and it is important to stress these are 19 photos from tens of thousands, if not more, documents, photos, other exhibits that have been compiled from and are slowly being released from the Epstein estate by Democrats on the House Oversight Committee.
On Wall Street at the close of the trading week, the Dow was down about 0.5%, S&P 500 down about 1%, and NASDAQ down almost 2%. This is CBS News.
Think O'Reilly Auto Parts for all your car care needs. Get the parts and service you need fast from the professional parts people at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
The rivers are receding, but the danger persists. The story coming up at first, KIRO News Radio traffic. Here's Nate Connors.
All right, Heather, this report brought to us by the Emerald Queen Casino. Nothing out of the ordinary happening on our major routes that are open this afternoon, so let's jump right into some of our bigger closures. State Route 203 remains closed through sections of Carnation and Duval, but 203 and 202 did reopen in Falls City a couple hours ago. In the city of Snohomish, State Route 9 remains closed between Lowell Larimer Road and Bickford Avenue. Crews are assessing the damage, and we're still awaiting results on when this stretch might reopen. This is sending added volume to the Hewitt Avenue trestle. Up in Skagit County, both directions of State Route 20 are closed between Burlington and Cedro-Woolley. It's only about a mile closure, but it is affecting your commute. WashDOT just gave us an update and confirmed now that both directions of Highway 2 will remain closed between Skycomish and Leavenworth through the weekend. And if you're heading to the coast out toward Elma, we've got a mudslide blocking both directions of Highway 12 and milepost 27. That's in the little community of Malone, and there are detours set up. The ultimate tribute to rock, Hairball, comes to the Emerald Queen Casino April 2nd. Tickets at emeraldqueen.com. Hairball, April 2nd, only at Emerald Queen Casino, the entertainment capital of the Northwest. KIRO News Radio Real-Time Traffic, I'm Nate Connors.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon, I'm Heather Bosch. Governor Bob Ferguson says the president has signed the state's request for an emergency declaration to speed federal help because of our historic flooding. The governor plans an update in just 1 hour. We'll bring that to you live right here on KIRO News Radio. This comes after the Skagit, Snohomish, Nooksack, and Cedar Rivers all crested at record levels in western Washington. A Coast Guard helicopter had to pluck several people from the roof of a home in the Whatcom County town of Sumas.
Good copy. Thank you. If you could advise once you recover the first two.
The Nooksack River flooding there. People in the town are being urged to evacuate. Residents in the Skagit County town of Burlington were told to leave this morning. Residents in parts of Mount Vernon evacuated earlier. KIRO News Radio's Luke Ducey with the latest.
The good news, the Skagit River is receding after hitting a record level of 37 feet. The bad news, it pushed into the Gages Slough, which corkscrews through Burlington, flooding dozens and dozens of homes, including Ricky's.
There was 2.5 feet of water throughout the entire place. All the furniture's ruined, flooring, appliances, cabinets, you name it.
There was an evacuation ordered in Burlington. Thankfully, no reports of anyone injured or anyone needing rescuing. In Burlington, Luke Ducey, KIRO News Radio.
KIRO News Radio's James Lynch is in the city of Snohomish.
Even before dawn, the Snohomish River could be seen running high and fast with tons of debris floating downstream. But it is falling. Callie Cross stopped at the river's edge before going to work. She's still amazed by what has happened here.
I've only lived here for a little over a decade, and I've never seen anything like this before. It's scary. I mean, looking at the river right now, it just looks so powerful.
The focus in Snohomish now turns to the cleanup, which could take days, if not weeks, once the water is gone. In Snohomish, James Lynch, KIRO News Radio.
The atmospheric river that prompted the widespread flooding is on its way out, but meteorologist Cliff Mass tells Seattle Red 770.
Wait till next week. Another atmospheric river dropping. Substantial rain is going to come in.
He says it won't be as bad as this one, but it will be dangerous given that rivers are already high and the soil is already saturated. This weather update brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. Cloudy skies with highs in the low 50s. It's 51 in downtown Seattle. I'm Heather Bosch.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with a KIRO News Radio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
And now, it's time for the Jake and Spike Show on KIRO News Radio with your hosts, Jake Skorheim and Spike O'Neill.
Welcome back to the show. 1 hour down, 2 hours left to go. It's a Friday. We got a lot of storm coverage, a lot of flood coverage we're going to get to in just a little bit. Chris Sullivan is going to... Is Chris Sullivan joining us in a little bit here?
He's going to hang out and join us in the 2 o'clock hour? Is that what we're talking about? Hour. It's making a real effort to hang with us.
We're going to talk with a lady in about 20 minutes or so who has 68 mini donkeys. She's in Mount Vernon. Obviously, there's a lot of water up there. There's a question about whether or not she's going to need to evacuate. It's tough enough to evacuate yourself and your family.
You bet.
But imagine if you had 68 mini donkeys in tow. Where do you go? Where do you put them? So we're going to talk with her in a little bit about what she's going to do. And I'm going to offer my house as a place for a couple of these donkeys.
What a wonderful... You're a great guy.
Listen, some people call me a saint, whatever. Other people's words.
It's not you, it's them.
Them, yeah. Absolutely. So we'll talk to her in just a little bit. That'll be very interesting. So stick around for that. Also, they're adorable. Mini donkeys is there anything cuter in the world than a mini donkey?
I haven't seen it. I haven't seen it.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. We also, in just a little bit, we're going to talk about the Colts are coming to town, and the Seahawks are going to play the Colts.
I can't wait to get to this story.
This is going to be so fun. Philip Rivers, if you guys don't know who Philip Rivers is,
ask your dad.
Ask your grandpa. Yes. He has not been in the NFL for a few years.
5 years.
But the Colts find themselves in a pretty extraordinary situation, and they need somebody with some know-how. And so they have brought this guy out of retirement, and his first game will be in Seattle. Will he actually be playing? We'll talk about this in just a little bit. What might that look like? This is literally a grandfather. I'm not joking. He is a grandpa.
10 kids and a grandson, yeah.
He is a grandpa footballer. How crazy is that? And in this time of floods, like this guy named Rivers, another river in Seattle, it's crazy.
Old Man Rivers.
Old Man Rivers. Okay. We'll get into all that in just a little bit. Can I start on something that I was reading in Seattle Times? There was an op-ed at Seattle Times, and I read about this, and I read it. And I thought, this would be interesting to have a discussion about this because, one of the things we talk about on the show is ideas and which ideas are good, which ideas are bad.
We try to find ways to solve the problems facing this community.
Yes.
And we flesh out both alternate points of view sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And if one of us is being dumb, we highlight it. And no, I'm just kidding. But it's self-evident, actually. People let us know. They let us know.
And again, the text line's always open.
Always letting us know.
You may have an opinion on this next story. A lot of you out there will have an opinion. In fact, it's funny because I read the same piece. I know where we're going.
Did you have a different response to it?
I don't know what yours is, but I do know that the comments section on the Seattle Times opinion piece that we're about to read from and quote and talk about, the comments section has been disabled.
Well, that's
due
ridiculous.
to multiple violations of the community standard.
Yeah.
For commenting on their pieces.
Okay.
People, we need to have civil discourse.
Yeah, you don't want to call names, but
right.
And
that's
whatever.
exactly what's going on.
Yeah,
close down the comment section.
Yes, but there's a lot of snowflakes out there. But yes, I get what you're saying. And we're not going to say the name of the person who wrote this op-ed because they're a young person.
Yeah.
I will just say that their name is Joe, and they're a student at a local college here in town. And that's all you need to know. But they had this piece. I'm going to read to you a little bit about this, and they're saying, let me just read a little bit of this, and then Spike, you and I can chat about it. Seattle University students returning to campus this year were surprised to discover that their local Whole Foods store had shut its doors over the summer. Some students were dismayed by the loss of this off-campus haunt at Broadway and East Madison Street, mourning the disappearance of the triple berry chantilly cake, hot bar dinners, and pizza by the slice. Side note, I've had that chantilly cake before. It is very good.
I've eaten at the Whole Foods hot bar.
Have you?
Of course.
Yeah, very
great
tasty.
stuff. Very tasty. Convenient. Pricey.
It is pricey. It's not cheap. No. Amazon owns it now, right?
Amazon owns it.
Do they? Yeah, Amazon owns Whole Foods, I believe. Let's see. But as I walked past the space for rent, signs plastered across its windows, I felt no grief. Instead, I wondered if this empty space could be an opportunity for something much better, a grocery store that regular people could actually afford. Whole Foods was the pinnacle of convenience meets luxury, the stands overflowing with fresh seasonal produce, endless aisles adorned with aromatics like organic soap, fresh baked goods, and handcrafted bouquets. In a city where so many struggle to afford groceries, people don't need a curated artisanal selections. They need reliable access to quality, nourishing, affordable food. Addressing this urgent need means reimagining how we provide essential resources, beginning with a public approach to grocery stores. And they're making the argument in this op-ed. Again, this is a college student, so they can be forgiven for that. They're making the argument that they should have publicly run grocery stores.
Something that Mayor-elect Katie Wilson
also supports.
Yeah, talked about during a campaign quite often, finding solutions to what they call food deserts in lower-income communities. And at college campuses, you don't think of them as low-income communities, but they really are. There's a population of 15,000, 20,000 students who are on very tight incomes, and they need, like mentioned from the author of this op-ed piece, you don't need a luxury grocer in there with bouquets and handcrafted soaperies.
To be fair,
you need an affordable place to buy your food.
To be fair, they live on a college campus, which is a bubble, and they live in a very expensive part of a very expensive city.
Exactly right.
So the idea that there's going to be a low-cost grocer in the middle of, this is Capitol Hill we're talking about.
Yeah, you bet.
It would be strange to me if there was very, very low cost anything. But rent is high in Capitol Hill.
That's why a place like Whole Foods, who makes high-end grocery, they couldn't even make it work. They pulled up stakes. Student came back to school and it was closed.
Well, there are reasons why businesses close that have nothing to do with the price of food or how many people are buying their food. There's also people. We've done this story.
We've done around
this.
Yeah.
There's thievery that happens.
Sure, there's a lot of
sorts
things
of
that
stuff.
go into. It's tough to run a business.
It's tough to run a business in the best of cases, but especially in a city like Seattle. But this is Katie Wilson. You just mentioned her a second ago. This is her talking about the public option grocery stores.
Access to affordable, healthy food is a basic right. We cannot allow giant grocery chains to stomp all over our communities, close stores at will, and leave behind food deserts. Together we can build a Seattle where fresh food is for everyone, not just for those who can afford it. Food deserts are not natural. Corporations create them when they abandon our communities. As mayor, I'm excited to step up and with UFCW explore public option grocery stores to fill those gaps.
We can get to the merits of what she's saying. I would want to correct one thing she said there. She said food deserts are not natural. It's actually the exact opposite. They don't naturally just have produce lying on the street. They don't have. It's kind of actually the most natural thing is to have a food desert. People go to tremendous effort and work and spend a lot of capital doing so to create grocery stores. It's a very, very expensive business to run. And even in the best of times, grocery store margins are very, very thin. It's less than 3%. It's typically 1% to 2%. So it's a very, very difficult business to be successful at and to keep running, even when you're not factoring in things like homeless people sleeping in front of your business.
Right. Shoplifters carrying your products out the door.
Shoplifters walking your product right outside, right out the door, which is, why, sadly, many of the items that we all see in grocery stores these days have to be behind plexiglass.
Locked up. Have to get someone to help you get that out of there. Groceries from not just medicines
baby
or cold
formula,
medicines, baby formula.
Dishwasher detergent,
exactly
things
right.
like that.
Yeah.
So what do you think about this, Spike? Do you think this student is onto something, or are they a little short-sighted and maybe a time and a little growth will take care of this?
I think the student's onto something because I think the problem exists and it's being addressed in cities like Chicago, New York, Seattle, Madison, Wisconsin, which is one of the largest college towns in America. University of Wisconsin's Madison. They're all looking at ways. See, the problem is no one's figured out how to do this yet.
Because it doesn't work. That's why.
Well, because they haven't figured out how to do this yet. Nobody can fly until they figured out how to do it. Okay? The fact that so many cities are looking at places where people need affordable groceries. If they can find a way to have the city kind of, or a local government, I don't know if underwrite is the right word, but partnership with some of these food pantries or when you're pumping money to give food to a community, right? What if you use that money instead, find a way to give that money, invest that money into a grocer that has a partnership with the city that kind of underwrites the grocer to make groceries more affordable in those communities?
I have a great way they could do that.
How?
Just make it easier to do business in a state and in a city.
That's like I said, no one's found a way to do this yet. That may be the answer. It may very well be the answer. I'm not saying it's not.
Let me ask you a question about that. Don't you think the fact that nobody has figured out how to make public grocery, it's not like they're inventing something amazing here. I mean, they're literally somebody's literally walking in there and saying, I would like to buy eggs. And now somebody else is saying, well, I have eggs. I'm willing to sell them to you. That's not that's not a brilliant process that I've just come up with.
The oldest.
The oldest thing. It's a simple exchange.
Yeah.
Don't you think that they would have figured it out by now if it could be figured out? I mean, like there's a math equation to it. 1 + 1 either equals 2 or it equals 3. And they're trying to make it equal 3 and it doesn't.
Well, I would also put forth that there's a greater disparity in our society than there has been in any time in our history. The haves and the have-nots are getting further and further and further apart. It's harder for families to live in cities.
But you could go back and look because it's not like a public grocery store is only being tried right now where you have very, very rich people and also very poor. There's always been very rich and very poor people.
Fair, yeah.
But I will say that they've tried this many, many times and it has failed everywhere it is tried. Everywhere.
Why? But the need is still there.
Well, I know the need's there. Like I have to eat, you have to eat. That's the need.
I get you. Yeah, and the need is being able to afford to feed your family is the need, right? And the fact that it hasn't been figured out yet doesn't mean you stop trying to find a way to figure it out. Because giving up on figuring it out doesn't solve the problem of families who are trying their hardest, working their hardest, and can't afford to feed their families because of where they live.
Here's a question for you. Do you think a publicly run grocery store could work? Could it make Could it make the experience better for the person shopping, where the food is affordable and plentiful?
I think there's probably is a way to solve this problem. Yeah, I think there is. You're going to have to look at things in different ways that have ever been tried before, because like you said, they haven't figured out how to do it yet.
Well, there's ample opportunities to look at places where this has been tried and failed, and they've dumped a ton of money into it. I think that listen how this person ends this article here. They say public grocery stores offer a new and hopeful approach to food access. These stores would provide reliable, affordable, healthy food and ensure that hunger isn't a barrier to student success, whether that student is in kindergarten or in college. Every person deserves dependable access to healthy nourishment. That sounds better than just walking by and smelling those Whole Foods pastries, right? I don't disparage them for wanting these things. It's nice to want things.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't mean that you can just have them for nothing. They're wanting to have them for nothing, and that doesn't exist.
No, they want affordable. They didn't say free. They want affordable. And
they want the state to provide it for people.
Well, there's food assistance. We can all agree there are elements for society that
food pantries. That's great.
Yeah,
I've donated to many. I've worked at some.
But there's SNAP benefits. We're investing money in nutrition for low income, deserving, needy people, right? With valid claims that need help from our government, right?
Okay.
So if we take that money, instead of making it handouts, make it an investment in a grocer that's subsidized, a retail grocer that works in partnership with the city.
No, but you're already doing that. You've just described something that could work. You've already talked about SNAP benefits, right?
Yeah.
So you're saying instead of having those SNAP benefits to people, you give it to grocery stores, and then people come in and they can pick out things from the grocery store. Is that what you just said?
Somewhere in there, it's in that mix of things. So say you SNAP benefits only work at a store that the government is helping subsidize, so the government gets that money right back and kind of turns that machine over and over and over again.
Let me ask you to provide an example of one government agency that runs efficiently.
One government agency that
Just
runs
one.
efficiently? The FAA runs efficiently. They can't, it's the safest way to travel. There's plenty of examples where the government runs efficiently, runs effectively. Social Security has never missed a check in.
That's not true. Look it up.
Social Security.
Look it up. It misses it all the time. It messes up all the time. And they're underfunded, and they're going to run out of money in a few years. And the only way they get new money is by appropriating more money to them. Look it up. They're going to run out of money in 8 years.
Social Security's going to run out of money because they keep taking money from Social Security's trust fund.
So it's not running perfectly, yes?
Because they keep stealing from it. Congress steals from it on repeated basis.
What I'm saying, so you would no longer give that as an example of something that runs great, correct?
No, the system runs great when it runs like it's designed to run.
Okay, is it being run as it's designed to run?
No.
Okay, so it's not running great, yes?
Okay, that's fair. Yeah,
okay,
sure.
I'm not trying to trick you here. All I'm saying is
that no government runs efficiently. There's not one agency that runs efficiently.
There's no incentive for them to run efficiently.
Sure there is.
No, there's not. Look at the post office, who has a monopoly on delivering mail, who is now saying, we can't deliver mail. Please do not get your ballots to us because we cannot guarantee that they get there on time. That doesn't run efficiently, and they have a monopoly.
Yeah, well, they don't have a monopoly.
They do. It's literally a monopoly. You're not allowed to deliver mail in the United States if you're not the post office. Isn't that a monopoly?
Well, it's a monopoly. It's a monopoly because you can't deliver mail to someone's house, but they've lost their ability. They've lost the exclusivity of shipping freight and packages to private.
Delivering mail is a monopoly. Yes.
Fair enough. Yes.
Okay, it's a monopoly, and they still can't do it. Correct?
Because they were forced. The post office was forced to fund their pensions multiple years in advance. That's when the post office stopped becoming profitable.
That's not the reason. That's not the reason the post office is not able to deliver mail. They don't have an incentive to fight against companies who can also do it. There's no reason for them to get better. The point I'm trying to make is grocery stores, publicly run, cannot succeed because even for-profit companies like Whole Foods, which are run excellently. Have you ever been in a Whole Foods? You could eat off the ground in one of those places. One of the nicest
they'll
grocery
charge
experiences.
You eat off the ground because everything in there is 3 times what I want to pay for.
Well, it's very nice ground to lick off. If you're going to pay for a ground to lick off, that's the one that I do. An organization like the government who wants to run a grocery store, who has no incentive to make it better for you, it's a nice idea, but it doesn't work because profit is the thing that's driving them that drives these companies forward and forces them to provide the freshest produce. And if they don't, customers will stop shopping there. Right?
Yeah, okay, I'll give you that.
So the government has no incentive to provide those fresh things. And if they try to prop it up like they did here's where it has just recently failed. In Baldwin, Florida, they tried to run it. There was a food desert, they said, so they tried to run it for a number of years. It lost a ton of money, taxpayer money. They eventually had to get rid of it. They said, we just can't keep propping this up anymore.
They haven't found the right formula yet to make it work.
Spike, it's like you're asking them to invent a process to make gold. Like, it just doesn't work sometimes. You have to figure out how to...
Why are so many cities looking into the possibility of making this happen? Do you think so many people who are educated in how to do this, how to feed communities efficiently, how to make the most with your tax dollars, there are people who think this is an idea worth pursuing?
It doesn't mean they're smart. It means that they have no... I guarantee you, none of those people have ever worked in a grocery store.
I don't know if that's true. You don't think they're not working with people who have run grocers to find a system
that would love to hear. I would love to hear, so honestly, from one person who's ever actually run a grocery store who thinks that a publicly run grocery store would be successful. I've never heard that in my life.
It hasn't worked yet. I've already conceded that to you.
It's only ever government bureaucrats or people like Katie Wilson or people like this student at Seattle U who has wonderful intentions. I'm taking nothing away from Joe.
Right.
I think Joe is wanting things and doesn't know how to get them. And I understand that. They're a young person. I understand Katie Wilson wanting these things. She has no experience. She's a young person.
So the mayor of Chicago, the mayor of New York, the mayor of Madison, Wisconsin, they're
correct.
Completely, they're just stupid for wanting to try?
I didn't say they're stupid. I said they're ignorant.
There's no way it's going to ever happen?
It won't. Just if
you don't know that. I don't know that.
I do know that. I'm telling you that. Look at any place where it's ever been tried. A million different ways it's been tried. In the Soviet Union, it's been tried. Everywhere it's been tried, and it doesn't work.
10,000 times the light bulb didn't work till it worked, till you found the way to make it work.
Till you found the one thing, the carbonized something.
You found a way to make it work. You didn't give up.
The problem is he was doing that of his own merit. He was costing himself. You're talking about trying 1,000 different times with other people's money. Do you think that's a good idea?
They're using other people's money for ways that don't work already. Let's try to find a way that does work. They're already using tax dollars.
Grocery stores already work. They're abundant. You can go in any one of them that you want. And they run at a profit, and people can get to them pretty easily.
That's not the case in New York, Chicago, Atlanta.
This student at Seattle U in the middle of Capitol Hill who attends a school that's $54,000 a year. Are you telling me they can't find a grocery store?
The one that they used just shut down.
If they were shopping at Whole Foods, then I would say that they should start taking a class in economics, because that's not where I would be spending money as a college student.
The QFC down the street.
I would go to the QFC down the street, which is 2 blocks away on Capitol Hill. I would also go to the Safeway. There's 2 different Safeways in the U District. Go check one of those out if you want to. Go to South Seattle where there's 1 million of them. But the idea that you're going to just suddenly plop a publicly run grocery store in there and it's going to suddenly make sense where it has never, ever in the history ever worked, I would be very cautious about spending my money on something like that, tax dollars.
I'm optimistic we can find a way to help more people for less money.
Well, maybe people can also learn to fly by flapping their arms. All right, we got a lot more coming up. Stick around, we'll be right back.
This hour is brought to you by Insulation Northwest.
The Northwest's trusted news source.
We're learning that it was 2 brothers who were fatally shot in Lacey.
KIRO Newsradio.
KIRO Newsradio's James Lynch has more.
More than 140,000 fentanyl pills and powder were seized.
Experienced voices you trust.
A fierce budget fight is coming down to the wire.
Coverage you can depend on.
King County's $20 billion budget.
KIRO Newsradio on 97.3 FM, the app, YouTube, and your smart speaker.
Ulta Beauty's big holiday beauty sale is back with up to 50% off must-have gifts. Shop irresistible deals like the Shark Beauty Flex Style and Benefit Cosmetics travel size mascaras. With new offers weekly, same-day pickup or delivery, and our trusted associates, we make holiday shopping effortless. Head into Ulta Beauty today. Ulta Beauty. Gifting happens here.
Tired of hearing scary radio ads about the IRS? Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000 or $500,000, we have a solution. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS with zero risk to you. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with a BBB. End your tax nightmare today by visiting TRA.com or call 800-583-6681. That's 800-583-6681.
Guys, leave weight gain, low T, and ED in 2025. For a limited time, Revive Men's Health Washington is offering free full diagnostic panels, a $400 value. It checks testosterone, blood sugar, cholesterol, kidney, liver, thyroid, and heart health. Plus, qualified patients get up to 25% off select treatments now through year end. Call 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com today.
Hey, how's your money situation? Are you ready for retirement? Well, if you want to know what the pros are doing to make wealth multiply and retire like royalty, then you need to listen to this show, Sound Path Through Retirement, with Ben Koval and Matt Leibarger. Get your money right and tune in every weekend, Saturdays at 10 a.m. and noon on KIRO Newsradio 97.3 FM.
Comcast Business is celebrating the holidays by giving your business the $1,000 holiday bonus when you switch to a gig speed internet package. Just imagine the thousands of possibilities of a $1,000 prepaid card. Like possibility number 12, the new laptop for the office holiday hero. Or possibility number 108, smart speakers to deck those hallways. Or possibility number 192, new equipment for the new year. Or possibility number 555, Bluetooth holiday lights for office decor. Switch to Comcast Business, designed for 100% reliability with business internet and wireless connect, plus advanced cybersecurity, and now get the $1,000 holiday bonus. Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Ends 12/14/25. New customers only with 2-year agreement. Requires qualifying gig package. Other restrictions apply.
It's always such a pleasure for me to catch up with you, Shannon O'Kelly, President and CEO of IRG Physical and Hand Therapy. And as I understand it, calendar year is wrapping up. There's never a better time to take care of your aches and pains. Why?
Well, it's always a great time to come see us here at IRG Physical and Hand Therapy. We'll take care of your aches and pains. We'll get you better. But particularly, Brock, at the end of the year, most people have met their deductibles. They may have HSA, may have FSA funds. So use the opportunity to use your insurance to treat those aches and pains so you're not taking them into the new year. So you're healthy, fit, and you're excited about the new year. That's what it's all about. Here at IRG, we are so dedicated to making sure our patients really understand the insurance because it's a complex world. So when you call us, we're going to help you navigate your insurance. But I will tell everybody listening right now, if you've met your deductible, get your aches and pains treated here at IRG. We'll take care of you. We'll take care of your insurance. We'll take care of your family. We'll take care of everybody.
Clinics up and down the Puget Sound for you to go visit or see them online at irgpt.com.
It's hard to be a homeowner, we know.
Without American Crawl Space and Pest Services, it is hard to be a homeowner. Dave Ross here. American Crawl are the heroes to call for insulation and pest issues because in addition to their great reviews and decades of experience, they also give out the most PSE insulation rebates of any insulation company in the state.
American Crawl, the heroes you call.
Get your free inspection at AmericanCrawl.com.
This is the sale car buyers wait for. 6 dealerships, 1 family. It's the Harnish Auto Family Year-End Super Sale. Wrap up the year with savings on all 2025 models, plus amazing deals on pre-owned vehicles. Chevrolet, Kia, Volkswagen, GMC, Buick, and Subaru. 22 acres of trucks, SUVs, EVs, and cars make finding your perfect ride easy. Visit HarnishAutoFamily.com or stop by Everett or Puyallup today. That's HarnishAutoFamily.com. Harnish Auto Family. People matter.
Upgrade your home's comfort and save up to 75% on scratch and dent and overstock equipment at Home Comfort Alliance. Over $3 million worth of heat pumps, furnaces, and air conditioners from top manufacturers like Lennox. All now up to 75% off. Visit HomeComfortAlliance.com.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon. I'm Aaron Granillo. Another day of evacuation orders in Skagit County as floodwaters are still rising. KIRO News Radio's Luke Ducey reports from Burlington.
The Skagit River is receding after hitting a record level of 37 feet. However, it pushed into the Gauges Slough, which corkscrews through Burlington, where Kelly watched it flood amid an evacuation order.
Definitely never seen this before. You know, when you hear about it, you kind of just like, oh, it's not going to affect us, but it's affecting everybody.
Thankfully, no reports of anyone injured or anyone needing rescuing. In Burlington, Luke Ducey, KIRO News Radio.
And in Mount Vernon, the emergency flood wall there is holding, but flood warnings remain in effect across more than a dozen counties. KIRO 7 CV's Jack Bilyeu is in hard-hit Whatcom County, where dozens of people have been rescued in Sumas near the Canadian border.
Border Patrol and the U.S. Coast Guard were involved in some of those operations. Emergency officials did have some stats for us. They told us so far there have been over 40 reported rescues, and that's just from law enforcement. That's not counting things like the Coast Guard getting involved with choppers or firefighters going through as well.
Governor Bob Ferguson says President Trump has signed the state's request for an emergency declaration. And this just in, a big police presence right now in downtown Bellevue at the Transit Center. Very few details at the moment, but there is a lot of crime tape near Northeast 6th Street and 110th Avenue Northeast, that is. We are working to learn more on that. Now to the closing bell reports. Washington's job market is showing signs of strain. The state's unemployment rate held steady at 4.5% in September, but employers slashed 14,500 jobs that month, marking the second straight net loss. Private sector cuts led the way, down more than 20,000 jobs. September numbers were delayed due to the government shutdown. October figures were not collected. On Wall Street today, the Dow lost 246, NASDAQ down big, almost 400 points, and the S&P also losing 74 points. Let's go now to the real-time traffic desk. We have Nate Connors back.
Yes, sir. Thanks, Aaron. Federal Way, South 5 at South 272nd. A crash has been moved to your right shoulder. It was blocking for a while, and that's why you've got a backup starting at South 216. So Seattle to Federal Way, we're close to a half-hour commute. South 405 getting heavy from South Bellevue through Factoria, down about 112th, and then you're going to clear out. South 5 into Seattle, you're slow from Lake City Way to the Convention Center. North 5 is thinned out from our last report. We're doing okay. Here are some of our closures. Up in the city of Snohomish, State Route 9 remains closed between Lowell, Larimer, and Bickford. And right now, no estimated time to reopen. Probably won't be today, that's for sure. This is sending added volumes to the Hewitt Avenue Trestle. Add to this, we have heavy volumes now north 5 from the Boeing Freeway up to Highway 2. Up in Skagit County, both directions of State Route 20 are closed between Burlington and Cedro-Woolley. WashDOT just gave us an update and has confirmed that both directions of Highway 2 will remain closed through the weekend between Skycomish and Leavenworth. And out toward Elma, as you head into the coast, mudslide has both directions of Highway 12 shut down at milepost 27. That is in the community of Malone, about 5 miles south of Elma. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
Forecast now brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. A much drier day today, thankfully. And the weekend is actually in decent shape right now. Just light rain at times, but another atmospheric river. Heavy rain expected on Monday. Right now, 54 degrees in downtown Seattle. I'm Aaron Granillo, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
Welcome back to the show. I have been excited to talk to this lady for a couple of days now, ever since I read her story. Pretty remarkable. You have this flood that's happening that everybody is watching, and, people are having to be evacuated. I think Governor Ferguson yesterday said there's 100,000 evacuations in Washington State that had been ordered, and, that's a lot of people to find shelter for. We don't often think about animals, though, when you think about all those people.
And the fact that this flooding is affecting so many rural areas, farm areas, people who keep animals,
look at all the footage in Snohomish County. Yeah. Look at it all up in Mount Vernon area. And we're talking with somebody right now. We want to welcome Julie Jones from JF Ranch. Julie, you were up in Mount Vernon, is that right?
Yes, I'm west of Mount Vernon. People go through here all the time on their way to the San Juans. People cut through Fur Island. I'm near Highway 20 on the way out to Anacortes.
Oh, there you go. Well, Julie, I'm hearing some of what we're calling you about in the background, I think.
Yes.
You are a fairy horn? What was that?
You are unique, Julie, because you have to figure out where to find room for your pets, and you have 68 of them. Is that right?
Yes, I'm one of the top breeders in the United States, and I started out with 2, and now there's 68.
And what are you breeding? What do you got there?
Miniature Mediterranean donkeys.
Miniature Mediterranean donkeys, 68 of them. And we're going to put some photos up for folks as we're talking here so they can see what we're talking about. How did you end up with 68 mini Mediterranean donkeys?
The first
Julie?
2 were in love.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
Well, I grew up here on my parents' dairy farm, and, I had a lot of livestock growing up, and now I have mules, but horses. And anyway, we just fell in love with their wonderful personalities. And since there was no more dairy cattle here, and I have all these barns available, I started raising them. And one of the attributes of miniature donkeys is that they're very loving. And I saw a lot of them that people use in therapy for people because they just want attention. And people have come here that had cancer. They just want to sit with them, and there's just something about donkeys that draws people in. I've sold them to work with autistic children, children that have had troubled past, people that take them to nursing homes or hospice. They're just very, I don't know, just there's something that touches your soul.
They're soothing,
about them.
yeah. They're calming and soothing, and they got a wonderful demeanor. That's beautiful.
As you're describing them, I just want to go and hug one of these things. How big are they? Like, when you say mini Mediterranean donkey, what size are we talking about?
Well, their maximum size is 36 inches at the wither. Well, the wither is like where you would put the saddle on a horse, at the top of the shoulder.
Okay.
Most of mine are 30 to 32 range, but, I also have a lot of foals here, too.
And that's a
baby.
That's a small little baby horse?
Mm-hmm. Donkey.
Donkey.
Donkey
Okay.
foals.
Donkey foal.
Yeah,
Okay.
there you go.
I guess, yeah, a horse would be...
And because of the flooding, have you had to completely evacuate, or what's your status right now?
Well, I've been on pins and needles for the last few days. We evacuated in 1990, and at that time, you know, the dike broke down at Fur Island. There's a large bend in the river that's not that far away, and if it hadn't broke down there at Fur Island, it probably would have broke here at Avon. When they were predicting that it was supposed to be five feet above what happened then, that's when I really started worrying. And so I made a Facebook post, and it just, I've been overwhelmed with all these people willing to help. There's a large dairy behind us and a large beef producer across the road, and our families have lived out in this area forever. And so we've all been ready to go at a moment's notice. I've kept my animals at home because, especially the moms and babies, because they're undercover out of the rain. And I just, you know, I didn't have children, and so they're like my kids, and so they're number one priority. So I've just been trying to keep track of what's going on in the county with the water.
Are you doing okay right now? I mean, do you have the help coming in that you need? Is there any way that we can help you, or do you need anything from us?
We don't need anything at this point. I have a lot of friends that are on standby with trailers. I have 3 fields to go to that are just right up the road. I've had people from as far away as Ohio offering help.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah.
How's that felt for you?
Oh, geez, I just can't even describe it. I've had people stop here and offer prayers. I had an older woman call yesterday in tears, wanting to make sure that we were okay and the babies were okay. So it's wonderful. I feel bad for people in our community that have had so much loss. I feel very lucky, and I just want to thank everyone that had thought of us or offered help.
Isn't it amazing how these hard times, I mean, it could be a flood, it might be some bad health news that somebody has, but how
wildfires, we get smoke, whatever it is, but people step up.
Well, yeah, and it reminds you of what's important in life, and you know, people just have a really good way of focusing on those very quickly. All the other stuff kind of fades away, but how nice it is that people are reaching out like that.
Yeah, it's wonderful.
Let me ask you this, Julie. I was going to offer to house some of your mini donkeys. It doesn't sound like you need that, but I have 4 kids. Are these kid friendly? These mini donkeys?
Oh, they love children. I mean, people that want to purchase donkeys, they bring their kids here, and the donkeys just flock to them.
How does one find you, Julie, if somebody wanted to come and see your donkeys, or even think about making one of your, adopting one of your donkeys as part of their family? Do you do that, by the way? Do you sell mini donkeys to good families?
I sell mini donkeys. I've sold them all over the U.S., Canada, Hawaii, Alaska, even France.
France?
I only sell in pairs. They're very herd orientated.
Sure. Social.
And they have a reputation as being stubborn, but they're into self-preservation. So, you can't force a donkey to do something, but once they trust you, they'll do anything for you.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, that sounds phenomenal.
By the way, Jake, your wife's online too.
She says no. She's texting me. She says, nope, don't do it. Don't get a mini donkey.
Or don't get 2.
Here's what I should do. What do you think about this, Julie? Is this a good idea or a bad idea? Should I surprise my wife and my kids with 2 mini donkeys for Christmas? We open up the package, 2 mini donkeys right there.
Fortunately, I'm very cautious of who I sell donkeys to, and I always ask for pictures of their fencing and pictures of their barns.
I'm glad you are, Julie.
Who are we hearing behind you? Who is that?
Oh, that was Bonnie.
Is Bonnie a mini donkey?
These guys are mad at me because they've been locked up in a barn for the last couple of days so that they'd be easy to just,
Sure, you have to.
Could back up and we just, rush them in. So I'm going to turn them out in a few minutes.
Well, give them our best. Give them a hug for us. And
I sure appreciate the call.
If you need anything at all, you let us know, and we'll figure out how to get you some help.
Sounds great.
All right, that was Julie Jones from JF Ranch, and sounds like her 68 mini Mediterranean donkeys are doing very well. We thank you so much, and stay safe up there.
Great, thank you.
All right. That lady's fantastic.
Wow.
I want one.
I know you want two. I know you do.
I don't want two.
That's the thing, though.
I want one.
They go in pairs. What's your next door neighbor like? Get one each, right? They can play around the fence.
We like each other now, but if I stick a donkey in their yard...
Well, you would ask first.
Well, yeah, probably should ask first.
Well, hey, Secret Santa time.
Yeah. Well, it's Christmas. Holidays are a miraculous time.
I love that the community stepped up to help so much to help this wonderful woman.
Yeah.
That just makes my heart happy.
These are the cutest things ever. These pictures are too much. All right, we got a lot more. Stick around. We'll be right back.
The Closing Bell is brought to you by Trajan Wealth Management.
Choke Points with Chris Sullivan.
With Choke Points, we try to answer listeners' questions. It can be as simple as a neighborhood stop sign, or it can be as big as the budget for transportation. I don't care. I'll find the answer for you. It's really easy to get a hold of me at mynorthwest.com. We have a direct link there that gets right to me. You can also do it in the app. You can hit me up on the text line.
Choke Points, presented by Carter Subaru. Tuesdays and Thursdays on KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-292-4541 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-292-4541. That's 800-292-4541. What do you have to lose? Call 800-292-4541. Again, 800-292-4541.
An illegal alien from Guatemala charged with raping a child in Massachusetts. An MS-13 gang member from El Salvador accused of murdering a Texas man. A Venezuelan charged with filming and selling child pornography in Michigan. These are just some of the heinous migrant criminals caught because of President Donald J. Trump's leadership. I'm Kristi Noem, the United States Secretary of Homeland Security. Under President Trump, attempted illegal border crossings are at the lowest levels ever recorded, and over 100,000 illegal aliens have been arrested. If you are here illegally, you're next. You will be fined nearly $1,000 a day, imprisoned, and deported. You will never return. But if you register using our CBP Home app and leave now, you could be allowed to return legally. Do what's right. Leave now. Under President Trump, America's laws, border, and families will be protected.
Sponsored by the United States Department of Homeland Security.
Did you know that nearly half the homes in Western Washington are not properly insulated or not insulated at all? That may be the reason why your home is way too hot in the summer and way too cold in the winter. It may also be the reason that your energy bills are sky high. Right now, Insulation Northwest is offering a free inspection of your home's insulation. This is a $199 value and it's absolutely free, no obligation. Just call today and Insulation Northwest will arrange a time that works with your schedule. We'll perform a thorough exam of your home's insulation and give you the advice you need to start saving thousands. Everyone who calls today will also receive a free infrared screening of your home using the latest technology. This will help reveal any hidden flaws in your home's protective energy blanket. What do you have to lose? It only takes about an hour and it's absolutely free. Call Insulation Northwest today, the real insulation company.
InsulationNorthwest.com.
Diabetes, high blood pressure, anxiety meds, everyone's on them. If you're a 50-year-old male, maybe a bit porky, and you may even have type 2 diabetes, $1 million of term insurance may only cost you about $200 a month. Call Term Provider. Speak with Big Lou at 800-230-2777. Big Lou will find a term life policy for you even if you have type 2 diabetes, are overweight, or have high blood pressure. Term Provider has helped thousands of people like you who think they can't afford term life insurance. To buy $1 million of affordable term life for you, all you need to do is call Big Lou at 800-230-2777. Lou will make sure the scales are tipped in your favor. Call 800 1-800-230-2777. Big Lou will answer your call and work to fit you into a term life policy that you can afford. Remember, Big Lou's like you. He's on meds too. Call 800-230-2777 or biglou.com.
Looking for a high school that nurtures both the mind and spirit? Archbishop Murphy High School is where academic excellence meets faith-based education. With a 100% graduation rate and a college prep program designed to challenge and inspire, our students are prepared for whatever the future holds. But it's more than just academics. Archbishop Murphy's robust athletics, arts, and co-curricular activities ensure that every student finds their passion and thrives. Archbishop Murphy High School believes in educating the whole person. That's why we offer a vibrant campus life where students grow not only academically, but also spiritually, socially, and physically. Don't just take our word for it. See it for yourself. Schedule a visit and discover how Archbishop Murphy High School can help your students succeed. Visit am-hs.org. IRG Physical and Hand Therapy proudly supports Archbishop Murphy High School, where your story begins. am-hs.org.
Hurry, time's running out. Check off the wish list with instant savings and free battery offers on select steel tools. Shop online or in store. Cars for Kids reminds you time is running out to donate your car for 2025. Call 877-CARS4KIDS now to secure your 2025 tax deduction and vacation voucher. That's Cars with a K.
Hey, how's your money situation? Are you ready for retirement? Well, if you want to know what the pros are doing to make wealth multiply and retire like royalty, then you need to listen to this show, Sound Path Through Retirement, with Ben Koval and Matt Leibarger. Get your money right and tune in every weekend, Saturdays at 10 a.m. and noon on KIRO Newsradio 97.3 FM.
I'm sorry.
This is a perfect song for this segment.
Keeps throwing that ball.
We're not even talking about flooding right now.
Twisted Tunes we've been making this week.
He don't do dropbacks. He does handoffs. He just keeps throwing. Looking chubby.
Did you say they put him in the what game was it?
Sports.
EA Sports
I
put
think
him in.
Put in Madden. Because they can update those because they're all online now.
Yeah.
And he's
they chubbied him up.
Thick.
That's so mean.
Well, he's a big guy anyway. He's a big guy. It's like and this. Listen, it catches up with all of us with age.
Hey, you know what?
44 years old. Philip Rivers.
Right.
Is
stepped out of retirement. There's another. Oh, you better watch out. Philip Rivers retired 5 years ago.
Yeah.
In fact, he was on the Hall of Fame ballot for the first time after being retired for 5 years this year.
Mm-hmm.
But with the Indianapolis Colts, who have lost first their starting quarterback, and then
Daniel Jones.
Daniel Jones was the guy. He was a replacement for the injured Richardson. I think it was. He got an Achilles injury on Sunday, ended his season.
Yeah.
And they put in their backup, who also got hurt. His knee got hurt on Sunday of last week. They lost to Jacksonville. That was Raleigh Leonard.
So it leaves the Colts with not many options.
They got an injured Raleigh Leonard, and so they brought Philip Rivers out of retirement because his last playing year was in 2020, the last year of his pro career. He played with the Colts.
Here's some fun facts about him. Should he actually play on Sunday? And
looks like he's going to start.
Well, do you think he's actually going to start?
I think here's the deal. Here's a guy who knows how to read defenses, knows that offense, which is why they didn't find somebody from somebody else's practice squad.
Yeah.
He knows the Indianapolis offense. He can still he worked out with them. They signed him to the practice squad, and then they elevated him to active for this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, because even if he's not going to drop back 5 steps and throw 50-yard, 60-yard passes, I don't think.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if he's got the arm for it. He's only been working out for a week. He was a high school football coach a week ago. For his son's team.
So he's probably still throwing the ball pretty regularly.
He's
not at NFL levels,
he's
but
not,
he's
still, not on the couch. He's a coach.
He's keeping fit.
He's
also one of the best quarterbacks in the history of the league,
he's
right?
He's going to be in the Hall of Fame. Yeah, the guy can play. I think he's going to start.
Which makes it really fun because the Seahawks have a phenomenal defense.
They have the number one defense in the NFL, I think, right now.
Most of the guys that he's going to be playing against are going to be
the same age as his kids.
Probably younger than his kids, actually.
I think it's about the age of his oldest son, yeah.
Because his oldest son, right, has kids of his own now.
He's a Philip Rivers is a grandfather.
Rivers is now a grandfather.
He's not the oldest quarterback to ever play in the NFL.
Who's the oldest?
Oldest is to start is Brady. When Brady went to the Bucs at the end of his career, he started a playoff game.
He was
45 and a half ish.
Okay. Yeah.
George Blanda was from even before my era, and I'm in my 60s. Okay.
Sure.
Blanda played till he was 48, but he was a punter and a backup quarterback. He was a Raider, and then
different game then.
He was a chain smoker. He smoked on the sidelines.
Yes. Yeah.
Different game.
You have to be in such phenomenal shape to play professional football.
That's the thing.
Philip Rivers, speed at which that these guys play.
Yes.
So that'll be interesting to see.
He can read defenses. He can make decisions. He can probably throw a nice screen pass. He can throw a short, quick pass.
So you think he's going to start the game?
I think he's going to start the game. I don't know if he'll see halftime. This guy, I admire and I'm proud as a senior American to see this guy able to do this at 40. I think it's a wonderful thing.
Isn't it crazy that 44 is like an ancient man in that sport?
Era, yeah.
When all these guys are like 23, 24.
And bigger, stronger, faster than anybody.
He's total muscle.
Yeah, yep.
So here's a couple of fun facts about him. He would be the 6th quarterback in NFL history to play over the age of 40, at 44 or older. Tom Brady, Vinny Testaverde, Warren Moon, Steve DeBerg, and Blanda, who you just mentioned a second ago. Here's another fun fact. He is older than 13 current NFL head coaches.
I saw that.
Including his coach for the Colts. Here's some other things that people probably, are not fun facts for Philip Rivers. This is from an NBC Sports article. Seattle has outscored their last two opponents 63-9, and the Colts are looking to avoid becoming the 6th team since the 1970 merger to miss the playoffs after starting 7-1. For Colts fans, this is devastating.
This is.
That they're in this position, but it's also super interesting to watch if you're a Seahawks fan.
They've lost 4 of their last 5, the Colts have.
Ugh.
They've fallen off the map. And now they got to send a 44-year-old, and that's their best option.
Yeah.
Into Lumen Field against the 12s on a rainy Sunday.
Who knows
against
what
a
can
defense
happen,
that hasn't
though?
given up a touchdown in 2 games. I don't even say that out loud. We lose to this guy.
Don't say that.
I wouldn't say that out loud.
You wouldn't say that out loud. So
I hope that he has a good game, loses, and stays healthy.
All right, there you heard it. We got a lot more coming up. Stick around.
I get weary and sick of trying. I'm tired of living and scared of dying.
Your favorite Seahawks gear? Check. Face paint? Check. The Mike McDonald preview on KIRO Newsradio? Check.
We want to win the game.
Seahawks head coach Mike McDonald joins the voice of the Seahawks, Steve Rabel, in the final interview before every Seahawks game. Friday mornings, the Mike McDonald preview, only on Seattle's Morning News.
I'm really proud of the work that we've done. I'm proud of the guys' spirit.
This is where the 12s hear the Hawks. KIRO Newsradio, 97.3 FM.
This holiday season, Capital One reminds you to give yourself the gift of 1.5% cash back with the Capital One Quicksilver Card.
Can I earn 1.5% cash back on birds?
Birds?
What if you sent your true love 2 turtle doves plus a partridge in a pear tree?
Sure, but why would anyone want that?
The song was very convincing.
Earn 1.5% cash back on all your holiday purchases with the Capital One Quicksilver Card. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.
Ulta Beauty's big holiday beauty sale is back with up to 50% off must-have gifts. Shop irresistible deals like the Shark Beauty Flex Style and Benefit Cosmetics travel-size mascaras. With new offers weekly, same-day pickup or delivery, and our trusted associates, we make holiday shopping effortless. Head into Ulta Beauty today. Ulta Beauty. Gifting happens here.
Just how good is Pure Talk's current deal for unlimited wireless? Well, you might say it's the deal of your lifetime. Because right now, for just $29.95 a month, Pure Talk is offering unlimited talk, text, and data for life. Not your phone's life, your life. This is Pure Talk's top-tier plan. It comes with a crazy fast 5G network along with a 30-gig hotspot. And at just $29.95 a month, there has never been a better opportunity to lock in a ridiculously low rate for as long as you live. and save thousands and thousands of dollars along the way. This plan is normally $65 a month, but if you switch today, you will save over 50% every single month for the rest of your life. See what I mean? It really is the deal of your lifetime. Dial pound 250, say micro, offer ends 12/14. Some restrictions apply. Details at puretalk.com.
You know us. We're the heating and air conditioning company with the big colorful logo and the recognizable trucks you see all over Western Washington. You know us as the company that believes in the good we're doing and the impact home comfort has on your personal happiness. In its third generation, our family-owned business has been improving the lives of our customers every day since 1957. Call the experts in installation, service, and repair. Bob's Heating and Air Conditioning. Your family's comfort is our family's business.
Guys, leave weight gain, low T, and ED in 2025. For a limited time, Revive Men's Health Washington is offering free full diagnostic panels, a $400 value. It checks testosterone, blood sugar, cholesterol, kidney, liver, thyroid, and heart health. Plus, qualified patients get up to 25% off select treatments now through year end. Call 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com today.
Your old furnace ain't nice, and your toes are like ice.
DayandNight.net.
This month, Day and Night gives you a free furnace with the installation of an AC or heat pump.
If you're not sure your furnace will make it through another winter, call us to install a proper, long-lasting, efficient heating system backed by our lifetime workmanship guarantee, so you won't be left out in the cold.
Install an AC or heat pump and get a free furnace from Day and Night Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electric.
DayandNight.net.
KIRO FM and HD1 Tacoma, Seattle.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by Progressive Insurance.
I'm Christopher Cruz. Just ahead of the holidays, an encouraging message from Buckingham Palace.
I'm Peter King. In a message recorded for British television, King Charles credits
early diagnosis, effective intervention, and adherence to doctor's orders. My own schedule of cancer treatment can be reduced in the new year.
The 77-year-old King used the TV time to send a message that early diagnosis and testing saves lives.
Your life, or the life of someone you love, may depend upon it.
A British cancer website reported a surge in visits after the King publicly disclosed his cancer last year. Peter King, CBS News.
Republicans are hoping to have a health care plan ready to vote on next week. House Speaker Mike Johnson.
I don't think we'll probably announce the final details today, but you can look forward to that probably coming together over the weekend.
This week, the Senate rejected a Democratic plan to extend tax credits for Obamacare policies for 3 years. The University of Michigan's former head football coach, fired and then arrested on Wednesday, is facing serious charges. Here's WWJ radio reporter Darylyn Horn.
Before it was announced that Sharon Moore was fired for an inappropriate relationship with his executive assistant, an assault was reported to police. He's now been charged with home invasion, stalking, and breaking and entering into her home. The prosecutor details what he allegedly did after breaking in.
Grabbed several butter knives. I'm going to kill myself. I'm going to make you watch. My blood is on your hands. You ruined my life.
Moore's attorney says his client will post his $25,000 cash surety bond. Darylyn Horn for CBS News, Ann Arbor, Michigan.
More rain is expected in Washington state Sunday. CBS's Carter Evans says torrential rain over the past few days has caused dozens of rivers to overflow their banks.
There's a community not far from here called Hamilton, and you may have seen the video online or on social media of water up to the rooftops of homes. That seems to be one of the hardest hit communities in this area, and we've been trying to make our way there for quite some time, but every road we've tried so far is flooded out.
House Democrats today released 19 photos from Jeffrey Epstein's estate showing the convicted sex offender near famous men. CBS's Scott McFarland.
Those photos show Jeffrey Epstein in proximity to President Trump, former President Clinton, Steve Bannon, a Trump ally, and a number of other famous faces. The photos don't show any wrongdoing, but they show the circles in which Epstein was operating, the powerful people who surrounded him, who he was engaged with.
This is CBS News.
Sponsored by Progressive. See why over 43 million drivers trust Progressive to stay protected on the road. See for yourself at Progressive.com.
Awaiting remarks from the governor after FEMA declares a disaster in Washington. That's coming up after Nate Connors at the Real-Time Traffic Desk.
And this one brought to us by the Emerald Queen Casino. Well, we have all of our usual early afternoon backups in place, so let's focus on our weather-related closures. State Route 203 remains closed through sections of Carnation and Duval. Up in Snohomish, State Route 9 is still closed between Lowell Larimer Road and Bickford Avenue, and crews are on scene assessing the flood damage. We're still awaiting results on when this stretch might reopen. Up in Skagit County, both directions of State Route 20 are closed between Burlington and Cedro-Woolley, and we have an update on our Highway 2 closure between Skycomish and Leavenworth. That 50-mile stretch will remain closed through the weekend. Out toward Elma, we've got a mudslide blocking both directions of Highway 12 and milepost 27 in Malone. That's about 5 miles south of Elma. And we've got big backups actually heading in through Everett this afternoon. North 5, bumper to bumper from the Boeing Freeway up to Highway 2. Some of this is waiting to cross the trestle. And we have a closure out in Shelton, a collision blocking the entire roadway of Highway 101 at Shelton Matlock Road. State Route 3 and Olympic Highway North will get you around this. The ultimate tribute to rock, Hairball, comes to the Emerald Queen Casino April 2nd. Tickets at emeraldqueen.com. Hairball, April 2nd, only at Emerald Queen Casino, the entertainment capital of the Northwest. KIRO News Radio Real-Time Traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon. I'm Aaron Granillo. President Trump has now approved an emergency declaration for Washington after catastrophic flooding swept across the state.
Definitely never seen this before.
She is in Burlington, a city under evacuation after the Skagit River surged into a nearby slough and then into neighborhoods. Bill Aslett is the city's mayor. He tells KIRO 7 TV.
It's caused a little bit of flooding on actually a number of homes and starting to block some streets. So we're just trying to make sure everybody that wants to get out can get out as quickly as possible.
Thousands have already fled, including people in Mount Vernon, where that city's flood wall is holding for now. Despite the threats, a Stanwood couple has no plans to move out of their house, which sits right across from the Stillaguamish River.
Mike's wife's grandfather and great-grandfather built their home. Her father was born there, and she grew up there.
She's like the salmon that are out there in the river. She's home, and she's not going anywhere.
He tells the G and Ursula show water has never gotten into that house since it was built 125 years ago. The road outside is now dry, the Stillaguamish has receded, and it's back within its banks. Frank Lindsay, KIRO News Radio.
And thankfully, the worst of this atmospheric river has now passed, but another one is on its heels, as we hear from KIRO 7 TV's Nick Allard.
This doesn't look as powerful as what we just saw, but it does look like another atmospheric river is on the way in for Monday, with more moisture Tuesday and potentially impacts through Wednesday from this one.
And flood warnings still remaining in effect across more than a dozen counties. And we are also following breaking news out of Bellevue at this hour. A big police presence, nothing confirmed yet, but a ton of crime tape right around the transit center there. That is near Northeast 6th Street and 110th Avenue Northeast. We have reached out to police working to confirm reports of perhaps a shooting in that area. Weather now brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. We are seeing mostly cloudy skies today. Again, the worst of this atmospheric river has come and gone. Still some pockets of light rain out there. Mainly dry, actually, for tomorrow, then scattered showers Sunday. Heavy rain returning on Monday. Right now, 54 degrees in downtown Seattle. I'm Aaron Granillo, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with the KIRO News Radio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
And now, it's time for the Jake and Spike Show on KIRO News Radio with your hosts, Jake Skorheim and Spike O'Neill.
Welcome back to the show. 2 hours down, 1 hour to go. All right, we are waiting breathlessly here. Governor Ferguson is going to be giving a live speech here in just a couple minutes. We're going to talk about disaster relief.
It's press conference, right? He's going to take questions.
That's it, press conference. I couldn't come up with the name.
He's not campaigning again already, is he?
I mean, I know these guys.
They're always campaigning.
They're always,
but
you're right.
I do believe this one is information that you're going to want to have. So we will take that live here in just a few minutes when they step up to the microphone. So we're watching that. In the meantime, you can get a text in. We're going to do text messages in just a little bit. We're going to read the best of the best. 888-973-5476. Tons of great stuff we've had on the show so far today. So thank you guys so much for texting in and giving us all your opinions. And right now, why don't we start? We usually do Friday favorites this time of the day.
That's what's scheduled till the governor steps in.
Why don't we start this? And then we can, when the governor steps up to the podium, we can take that live for a few minutes, and then we'll dip out of that when we don't feel like we need to give you any more of that information. But for the time being, Spike, do you want to start? Or Laura, do you want to start on the Friday favorites?
Let me start.
Spike, why don't you start today?
All right. I just want to. I know we usually pick a particular story. This week, the story for me was our 37th annual Holiday Magic.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't want to grab a particular moment because there were just so many, whether it was the choirs that played for us, the various guests that we had on our show that have experienced, that work with Treehouse or that have benefited from Treehouse's work. I just want to take a moment to say thanks again to the audience. We dropped in with Ursula yesterday, you and I.
Yeah.
And we talked about what was so great about Holiday Magic this year, and I think Ursula just nailed it. The fact that so many people this year are tightening their belts. It's the holiday season. Budgets are what they are. They're bending me over every time I put gas in my car. And everybody else is in the same boat. And yet people found it in their hearts and in they were able to help.
Yeah.
The way this audience stepped up and donated so much of their limited resources to help Treehouse and these kids. I just thought that just blew my mind.
It was really cool to be a part of. Again, 37th year that KIRO has been involved helping out. It was really neat. And one of the things that they're offering that you can still get if you want to, there's still a couple of these left.
Thank you.
Each one of the shows, they asked us if we could put out these KIROgrams.
KIROgrams. So
if you're interested in having us call and leave a message or send you a voice, I don't know how they work, actually. I should have asked before I started describing them. How do these work? How does a KIROgram work?
A donator will spend the money. I think it's $150, which is a pretty wonderful donation to help Treehouse.
Yeah.
They will let us know who's the beneficiary of this KIROgram, and they can offer us parameters of what they'd like us to say. I offer to sing for people. I offer to make up parodies for people. I offer to quit for people. If you wanted me to tell your boss to take that job and shove it, I'll sing that for your boss.
That's sweet.
Or we'll just pass along a holiday message. Or a thank you for listening to this radio station or our show in particular.
Yeah.
And there's still a couple of KIROgrams available.
You each have two. There's 2 free for Jake and 2 free for Spike.
2 available.
Okay.
So you can go to mynorthwest.com, click on the Holiday Magic banner, which is still there. You can still help.
All right. Let's go to Bob Ferguson, Governor. He is stepping up to the mic right now.
All across our state and numerous counties. We just deeply appreciate all the tremendous work. We were chatting in there in a briefing we just had with King County officials. How we have a lot of folks who are first responders. I ran them up in Mount Vernon yesterday who not only are doing this work to help others, but then going to their homes later on, often late in the day or in the middle of the night, to take care of their situation at home, which is facing their own personal challenges. So there are many folks making tremendous sacrifice, and we want to thank each and every one of them for the work they're doing. I'm going to be relatively brief in my comments, but I will start with an update on the call I received from Secretary Nolan earlier today. I deeply appreciated her phone call, obviously. Deeply appreciated the granting of the emergency declaration that the state of Washington has requested to help address the real crisis that we're facing. What I would say about that call was I think it's exactly the kind of call that people say Washington or American people would want between a cabinet member and a governor when there's a crisis like this. It's gracious. She asked how we were doing here in Washington State. I just deeply appreciate the call and their support. The emergency declaration in a nutshell, as I continue over just to make sure we're clear, helps us navigate the emergency work that's going on right now. Rescuing individuals, for example, clearing debris from highways. A separate conversation will come when we go back to the federal government, obviously, for assistance in the undoubtedly very significant financial resources we will need as we dig out from this major event. That's a separate request that we make to the federal government. Now's not the time for that. We're very focused on what's right in front of us. We just want to make sure we're clear about what this emergency declaration means. It helps us get through the short term, but there will be a separate conversation, and I obviously preview that for the Secretary, that this was going to be very, very significant for the state of Washington. I also want to say a special thank you to our entire congressional delegation. All signed a letter requesting that the president sign that emergency declaration. Individuals like Senator Campbell were making phone calls to their extensive contacts within the White House and the administration. This has been a bipartisan effort to request and to get this emergency declaration. So I just deeply appreciate the bipartisan work at the federal and local level from many voices to make this request and to make the case. Making this case was extremely important to the state of Washington. Literally, we communicated essentially a letter to the federal government. That was 48 hours ago. I was sitting next to General Welch and others down at Camp Murray, literally drafting that, editing that document to make sure it said exactly what I wanted to say to the federal government so they understood the gravity of the situation we were facing. And once again, I just want to say we deeply, deeply appreciate the support of this federal government at a time of real need here in Washington state. We're also deeply appreciative, and obviously information is preliminary. Reports are coming in real time, to put it very mildly. But for the past 48 hours, 2 to 3 days, there have been no reported loss of life at this time. I want to emphasize, of course, information is very fluid. The situation is very dynamic, but we're exceedingly grateful and thankful that our prayers have been answered. At this time, no loss of life has occurred. The situation is truly historic. Rivers like the Skagit River and Cedar Rivers literally experiencing historic levels of flooding. And so this is something that the people of the state of Washington have not faced before, this level of flooding. And so we encourage, of course, individuals to follow the orders from their local officials when it comes to evacuation orders. It's deeply important, not just for those individuals and their safety, but for the safety of first responders who are coming to rescue individuals who do not follow those evacuation orders. Thank you for putting in through your media streams, examples of the rescues that have happened, which are, to put it mildly, very, very dramatic, and obviously put first responders at tremendous risk to save people from their cars or from their homes. So please, please follow those orders from your local officials who know the situation on the ground. And just before I turn this over to Senator Cantwell, I'll just emphasize again, the situation is extremely unpredictable. We saw that in Burlington last night, where there was a situation where literally in the middle of the night, about 1,000 folks had to flee their homes in a really dire situation. It is very unpredictable. We are all doing the very best we can to provide the best information, but we want people to know it is very unpredictable. Lastly, I'll just say that, and we just came from this briefing with King County officials. We appreciate the mayor hosting us with the city. And what I'm seeing in every conversation I'm having for these past several days is strong cooperation, and that's probably an understatement, but strong cooperation at every level of government, with local officials, with tribes, with individuals, with community organizations. Every time I ask somebody, and I ask this all the time, is there anything else you need? The answer I get is no, we're getting everything we need. We'll let you know if we need more. And that's exactly the answer, obviously, that I as governor want to hear. But that only happens, I only get that answer, I'm mindful of this, if that level of cooperation is happening on a very deep level, and we are seeing that, and we're going to continue doing that to make sure that Washingtons are as safe as possible. So again, thank you all for being here. I'm going to turn now to Senator Maria Cantwell. Senator.
Well, thank you, Governor. Thank you for your tremendous leadership in this very big emergency in the state of Washington. I want to thank our council executive, Gramai, for his leadership as well, the Tukwila mayor, all the King County council members that are behind us, and all the local elected officials that are working 24/7, all the first responders that are working 24/7, and the people of Washington who are helping their friends and neighbors when they need it most without being asked, just stepping up and helping. We know that we have had these 16 counties around the state see unbelievable impacts from what is supposed to be a 100-year event, but it hasn't been 100 years since the last time we had this. And so the issue is that places like Sumas, which is a border crossing, to be flooded out and a border crossing closed, to have Highway 2, which is anywhere from $7 to $10 million a year of economic impact, to be closed, to have the Natchez Highway 12 be closed, another pass that helps us get back and forth in the commerce that we have in our state, to be closed. All of these issues, in addition to the flooding impacts in the communities, in the downtowns, and the dislocations, yes, we in our delegation all of the Washington delegation led by Senator Murray and the governor sent a letter to the administration, and the good news is that federal support is on the way to help those local officials and first responders who have been working 24/7 get a little bit relief. I hope they do focus on these infrastructure issues, the ones that cost us so much to our economy, and allow people to get free to flow back and forth across our state. I hope they'll help with these evacuations, and I hope Washingtonians will continue to heed evacuation notices. The reason the forecasters federally at NOAA do this work is to tell us the likely outcome of this level of precipitation. So when they say it's going to be catastrophic, Washingtonians, please heed them and help us respond to this by evacuating in a timely fashion. So we are just so grateful for this federal help and support. We're so grateful that our local community and everybody here has really
All right, that
responded
was Senator Cantwell speaking alongside Governor Ferguson in Tukwila. And yeah, it's a good thing. Sounds like they got federal money now, and hopefully that will help.
I'm glad that we're not playing politics on either side with this. We're helping people who need help in a desperate situation. That's couldn't ask for anything more.
You know, we're watching all these videos. I mean, everybody's seeing these. We woke up. The first thing we did this morning, I was just like, oh, I wonder what happened overnight flooding. It's just one of those visual things where you just cannot fathom the amount of water that is moving around. Like, you look at Skagit River, you look at Snohomish River, you look at all these different waterways that are at historic levels, and where's that water going to go?
Well, it's going to go to the Sound, because that's where all water goes when it hits the mountains. And we talked about this a week ago when they had this 7,000 mile from the Philippines to the west coast of the U.S., the northwest coast of the U.S., this one huge, long 7,000 mile atmospheric river.
Yeah.
And it brought all this warm air and this moisture, and all it did was hit the Cascades from Canada to Oregon, and hit the Cascades and dumped and was stuck right there. And that's all now coming down. Whether it's the Skagit, all the way down to the Cowlitz and beyond, every river system, every stream, every tributary was just inundated with up to 15 inches of rain in the mountains.
Oh.
That's all coming, and it's not like snow where it falls there and stays there. This is all coming down. It's all falling into every river. You mentioned the slough that overflowed when we had Sully on. It doesn't matter who we speak with. When Luke was giving us this morning up in Burlington, they had thought they had seen the worst of it, but no. Water finds a way. It seeks the path of least resistance, and no one that's anywhere near a river valley, a river, tributaries, they're all getting it today.
And the nice thing is, we have talked to people on the show today. We've also seen the flip side of this, where everybody gathers together and helps out, lends a helping hand.
You betcha.
We talked to the folks over there at that church in Mount Vernon who opened up their space. They're now working with Red Cross to make sure that they can get as many people inside. I think they said they had 150 people who had to evacuate out of their homes in Mount Vernon area.
And the Mormon church across the street had opened their doors.
They also
had other
opened
facilities. Folks with pets go here. Folks without pets go there.
And then, speaking of pets, just a little bit ago, if you guys missed our 1 o'clock hour, we talked to, her name is Julie Jones, and she had 68 mini Mediterranean donkeys, which, again, are just the cutest little animal we've ever seen.
One of the world's largest breeders.
Yes.
And their therapy, it's just wonderful.
One of the largest tiny farms or whatever in the world.
But your point, that the community has, she got calls from everywhere. How can we help? We can give you shelter for your animals should you need to evacuate your farm.
She had people calling from Ohio because she posted on Facebook, and instantly just the post went viral because everybody says, 68 mini donkeys? I'll click on that.
You wanted to take a couple home. Your wife
I offered to take two, and she kind of said, well, I need to know a little bit more about you. Clearly, she's not a listener to the show. Otherwise, she would have just given me as many donkeys
as many as you
wanted.
wanted. Two for each kid.
Of course.
We had the story about the Monroe Fairgrounds opening up their facilities for folks. I mean, they're not all cute mini donkeys. Sometimes they're, livestock is livestock is livestock. Whether there's cows, there's horses, whatever it is, people were able to go, and the community stepped up and gave the folks who were in these flood-prone areas the ability to not just flee, but take with them the animals that they care for and love, and give them shelter. The community has just rallied so beautifully.
We were talking to Luke Ducey, who was out and about very early this morning. He come on our show to start the show, and he was actually up in this area. I think he was in Burlington when we were speaking with him.
Well, he was up in Mount Vernon, then got a call. Hey, it's things are going mayhem in Burlington.
Yes, and talking to these people whose houses, just because you're on the wrong side of the street and your house might be 2 feet lower than a house on the other side, But that's where the water collects, and then you have a garage that's filled with water, and then it gets up into your house. And I mean, I feel so awful for the folks who are dealing with the flooding right now because they're displaced. But there is a secondary headache that's going to come into play in a week, 2 weeks, whenever the water finally recedes enough that they can safely get back into their house, where they're going to have to figure out, all right, there's going to be like mold remediation that has to happen now. There's going to be insurance calls.
Property loss, property damage.
Property damage. You know, you can't live in a house that has that type. It's not healthy to be in a house that's filled with mold. And then you also have this unseasonably warm weather, which is what brought this storm in.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not good for mold. I mean, if it was very cold, maybe that would help. I don't know how mold works exactly.
Be awful. Well, and then we had Sully on talking about the roadways.
Well, we're going to talk to Sully in just a little bit.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Sully's going to be in just a little bit. But we are going to talk with him about in Snohomish on Highway 9. You have a road that's covered, and Highway 9 shut down. Last night, my family and I, we went to Snowflake Lane in Bellevue.
Oh, nice.
Which was great, by the way. Super. Have you been this year?
I have not this year, but I've been in previous years. It's magic.
It's really
great
fun.
Job.
Yes, they do the Snowflake Lane. They make it snow every night, which is their claim to fame. Their claim to fame. It's fantastic. And we went there, but we could not get there via Highway 9, which is be the normal way that we take because the road is closed. And the question is that we're going to get to with Chris in just a little bit. What are the long-term effects of roadways that are not meant to be underwater? Underwater for a prolonged period of time. Are they going to have to be torn up? Are some of them washing away? Just all these questions that need to be answered. But we'll find out those things in the coming days. So stick around. We got a lot more coming up. Chris Sullivan's going to join us next. We'll be right back.
The Northwest's trusted news source.
We're learning that it was two brothers who were fatally shot in Lacey.
KIRO News Radio.
KIRO News Radio's James Lynch has more.
More than 140,000 fentanyl pills and powder were seized.
Experienced voices you trust.
A fierce budget fight is coming down to the wire.
Coverage you can depend on.
King County's $20 billion budget.
KIRO News Radio on 97.3 FM, the app, YouTube, and your smart speaker.
You're listening to Leaf Filter Radio, and the guru of gutter protection himself, Chris Coonahan, is here to take your most pressing leaf-related questions.
Hey, everybody, Chris here. I understand we have Ron on the line. Ron, where are you calling from?
Uh-oh. Ron, are you calling from a ladder?
Well, I was. I wanted to ask Chris what I need to do to get my gutters ready to have leaf filter installed.
Oh, Ron, you don't have to do anything. A Leaf Filter Trusted Pro will come out and clean out your gutters, realign and seal your gutters, and install Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter protection system.
So I didn't need to get on this ladder?
Ron, Leaf Filter Trusted Pros are in your neighborhood and ready to help. Just visit leaffilter.com/deal to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off.
Thank goodness. What was that site?
To get this special radio offer, go to leaffilter.com/deal for your free gutter inspection today and get up to 30% off. That's leaffilter.com/deal for up to 30% off. leaffilter.com/deal. See representative for warranty details.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-292-4541 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-292-4541. That's 800-292-4541. What do you have to lose? Call 800-292-4541. Again, 800-292-4541.
10 athletes will face the toughest job interview in fitness that will push past physical and mental breaking points. You are the fittest of the fit. Only one of you will leave here with an iFit contract for $250,000.
This is when mindset comes in.
Someone will be eliminated.
Pressure is coming down.
This is Trainer Games.
Watch it on Prime Video starting January 8th.
Oh, how's that flu, babe? Did you take Dayquil Intense Flu yet?
Nah, I got this. Ugh, okay, I don't got this.
You stay on the couch, and I'll grab the Dayquil.
Undo your flu symptoms with Dayquil Intense Flu. Dayquil Intense Flu provides powerful relief of your flu symptoms.
I'm ready for that to-do list.
Wow, you do got this.
Dayquil Intense Flu. The daytime coughing, aching, fever, under your flu medicine. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
IRG Physical and Hand Therapy doesn't just treat injuries, they elevate athletes. From weekend warriors to elite competitors, IRG Sports Institute clinics are built for performance, blending top-tier physical therapy with advanced sports science and personalized training plans. Hey, Brock Hewitt here with Shannon O'Kelly, physical therapist and owner of IRG Physical and Hand Therapy. Why? Why elevate athletes as well?
Because here at IRG, Brock, our motto is we want you to be your best self, your best physical self, your best mental self, and your best community self. At our new IRG Fremont Sports Institute, we're providing that type of care. We've got the latest equipment, the greatest techniques, the providers there that are excited to get you better, basically bigger, faster, stronger. Doesn't matter if you're a weekend warrior, a recreational athlete, an elite athlete, we will make you to be your best.
You'll work with specialists who understand the grind because they've been there. With access to cutting-edge equipment and recovery techniques, you won't just heal, you'll come back stronger. Visit irgpt.com, irgpt.com.
We meet by accident, fixing every last bit, accurate auto body.
If you've been in an auto accident, you have the right to take your vehicle to any repair facility. Accurate Auto Body has been family owned and operated since 1994, and they work for you, not your insurance company. Your insurance company may not love them, but you will, because
We meet by accident, fixing every last bit, accurate auto body.
I love the fact that Mike Novak sells more homes than anybody else. This guy works so hard. You know what's happening? People are selling their homes again. And if you don't have Mike Novak's name on that sign, well, you're wasting your time and your house is just going to be sitting on the market. Mike is so confident that he can sell your house quickly. And for more, you'll pay no commission if Mike Novak doesn't sell that home in 21 days. So go to meetthenovaks.com. I'll spell Novaks for you. Novaks. Meetthenovaks.com.
Guys, leave weight gain, low T, and ED in 2025. For a limited time, Revive Men's Health Washington is offering free full diagnostic panels, a $400 value. Claim your free panel today. Call 206-529-1111 or visit revivemenshealth.com.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon. I'm Aaron Granillo. Federal help is on the way in the wake of this week's catastrophic flooding.
Deeply appreciate the support of this federal government at a time of real need here in Washington.
Governor Bob Ferguson saying FEMA has issued a disaster declaration for the state. Says he spoke with Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem.
Exactly the kind of call the people of the state of Washington or American people would want between a cabinet member and a governor when there's a crisis like this.
This emergency declaration provides immediate support for rescue operations and clearing debris from roadways. So many roads in and around Sumas are washed over with floodwaters near the Canadian border. KIRO 7 TV's Jack Bilyeu is nearby in Whatcom County.
They warned everyone to avoid the area at all costs yesterday, claiming that all the roads in were blocked. We're to the southeast of Sumas, trying to head towards the city. Completely impassable here, pretty much every way in or out of Sumas.
SR 9 remains underwater south of Snohomish. There are concerns what it might be doing to the roadway. We get more on that from KIRO News Radio's Chris Sullivan.
WashDOT engineers and inspectors are still trying to assess the damage to the highway, especially the northbound direction between Lowell Larimer Road and Marsh Road. With SR 9 out of action, roads like SR 2 and SR 522 have been taking all the diverting traffic, causing huge backups from all the people trying to get out of Snohomish. Thousands of cars a day use that highway to avoid I-5. Any prolonged closures from this flooding and potential damage to the road would cause regional gridlock.
And of course, we still have flood warnings in about a dozen counties. In Burlington earlier today, in Skagit County, evacuation orders issued there. Meantime, in Bellevue, a large police presence. We are still monitoring this amid reports now of an officer-involved shooting in downtown. Happened near the Bellevue Transit Center. It sits right at 6th Street there, close to Bellevue Square Mall. Working to find more from police there. Let's go down to the real-time traffic desk at 2:32. Here's Nate Connors.
Thanks, Aaron. As you can imagine, it is busy out there. Let's get to our crashes first, and then some of our weather-related ongoing closures. North 5 at Porter Way in Fife, a crash blocks 3 left lanes. This just happened, and right now the backup isn't bad, but as you can imagine, it's going to get real thick real quick. And in Tacoma, South 5 at Portland Avenue, a collision's blocking the Portland on-ramp to I-5. You cannot access South 5 from Portland Avenue right now. Up in Snohomish, State Route 9 remains closed between Lowell, Larimer, and Bickford. No estimated time to reopen, and this is sending added volume to the Hewitt Avenue Trestle, as well as the North 5 through Everett, which is packed right now from the Everett Mall to Highway 2, and eastbound 526, you're packed from the Boeing factory over to I-5. It's a slow roll through Everett this afternoon. Up in Skagit County, both directions of State Route 20 remain closed between Burlington and Cedar-Woolley. In Elma, we've got a mudslide blocking both directions of Highway 12 and milepost 27, which is actually about 5 miles south of Elma. State Route 203 has sections closed still through Carnation, Duval, and heading into Monroe. And out towards Shelton, a collision blocks both directions of Highway 101 at Shelton Matlock Road. This is a scene of a car-pedestrian collision. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
Thank you, Nate. Your forecast now brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. The radar looks completely dry right now as the rivers, all of them, now begin to recede after they reached some of them crested this morning. Again, should be pretty dry for this weekend overall. Some showers on Sunday and then another dose, though, of heavy rain expected on Monday. Yet another atmospheric river is on the way. Right now, 54 degrees in downtown Seattle. I'm Aaron Granillo, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
All right, welcome back to the show. Chris Sullivan joins us. We've had him on a lot lately because we like him and he's fun and he knows a lot about travel and roads and all that stuff, and that's in the news with all the storm and the road closures. There's 2 things I want to get to today, Chris.
Okay.
I want to talk a little bit about road closures and flooding damage. And listen, the waters are going to recede. They're eventually going to go back to normal. Life will continue, or life will return to normal. But what the long-term damage on those roads are going to be, that's a conversation I want to have. And then also tolling. GPS tolling, as in they follow your phone around and they toll you for every square inch of road that you drive on, which we'll get to in a minute. All right. Let's get
hold on to your anger.
Yeah.
Can you
setup.
Yeah. Can you hold?
Let's get to the flooding first.
Okay. Yeah.
You and I both live in Snohomish County.
Yes, we do.
And one of the ways that you can get around bad traffic on I-5 is you can take Highway 9.
Correct.
And you can head south on 9. You can head in. You can play some great golf at the Snohomish Valley Golf Center there, which I love. And
go skydiving at Harvey Field.
You can go skydiving at Harvey Field. You can go get a burger at the Buzz Inn, whatever you want to do.
Go see a ghost at the Oxford Saloon.
Have you seen that ghost?
Well, it's hanging in the but not for real.
I've seen a picture of who they think.
Have you played the Oxford Saloon?
I played the Oxford.
I'm sure you have.
You bet. But they cut me off before I saw ghosts. So responsible crew.
You know what? You go ask. I'm a
believer.
I got a friend there you go ask the bartender there about the ghost. They will happily tell you about the ghost. They have seen it.
Well, you don't go near the Oxford right now. Let the water
stay off of First Street.
Boys,
stay out of First Street. Stay out of downtown Snohomish.
So Highway 9 is closed right now through Snohomish Valley.
Right.
And the water is covering the roadway.
Correct.
My parents were out there and my wife separately. They both were like, hey, we went on drives today and we took pictures of everything.
Thanks for adding to the problem.
I was like, I don't know if that's exactly what they want, but whatever. It's bad.
Yeah.
And it looks horrible. And my question is, what are the long-term effects going to be on that road? Because it's not built to be underwater.
No, and if you think about the area, the road is above the farmland. So it's above the farmland, and there are concerns that potentially some of the water may be undercutting the roadway. Which would mean
disaster.
The road might have some structural issues if it were to because we've seen this in other places around over the last couple of days, where the water is just coming in so fast and so much of it volume-wise. It kind of undercuts the road, then the asphalt falls, and next thing you know, you don't have a road.
You compromise the integrity of the bed that the road's sitting on.
It's not safe.
That's going to be the situation in a lot of places,
all over
up and
the place.
down.
Correct.
Yeah.
And again, I just focused in on Highway 9 primarily because I know how many vehicles it carries, and also because I know what it looked like today for people trying to get out of Snohomish with that road closed. It jammed up Highway 2, it jammed up 522, and losing that road for any particular amount of time. Now, again, we have nothing to say in any way, shape, or form,
and we won't know
the
for a while.
conditions of that roadway. But there's some concern there.
They cannot assess it until the water's
gone, and it's still there. There's still about 10 inches of water there in the northbound lanes, a little less in the southbound. But yeah, so I'm not saying that there's anything super ominous, but it's enough of a concern that they're out there regularly today. I see them on the cameras inspecting, looking at the water level, checking the road. But again, this can happen anywhere where we've had standing water on roads or wherever water's been going. The undercutting of the roadway is legitimate and definitely something they're going to have to be monitoring, and through Carnation and Duval and Fall City and all those places.
All
up
down
in Burlington. I mean, gosh,
like,
it's just
that's going to be as the water recedes and life gets, as Jake's mentioned, back to normal.
Correct.
These crews are going to have to be assessing the integrity of these roadways for quite a while after
and it's
this.
possible that at some point down the line, a road that looks fine, you might develop cracks from people driving over it again, and then you might have to do a road closure or lane closures or things. Yeah, the long-term impact of this, we have no idea.
No idea.
I mean, we're still in it.
Right.
We could figure out the after action here in a little bit, but we're still in one of the worst floods we've had in the last if not the worst we've had in the last 30 years, really, since 2006.
I was looking at a video earlier, one of the videos that my parents sent in. They went down to that trail that runs right behind Andy's Fish House if you're in downtown Snohomish. Yeah, that very nice.
The one that you walk down to get to where the park benches are?
Yes. Absolutely.
You're not walking down anymore.
You could dive down to it now because it's in about 20 feet underwater right now.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
And that bridge, which is normally, again, a lovely bridge that right over this beautiful river.
Avenue D Bridge.
Avenue D Bridge. The water is hitting the bottom of the bridge.
Yeah.
At least it was a little bit ago when we were watching video. And to think of that volume of water, and it's not just the volume of the water, I'm shocked at the speed of the water coming through as well. And what that means for for all the restaurants down there. We know some people who have a shop right along the river there, and half of the shop is underneath water.
Oh man. And I know how many people antique area there on First Street there. We're going into the holiday season. There's a make or break time for them, and they, it's and of course, where does all that debris go from the Snohomish River there? We talked about it yesterday. Whatever doesn't end up in the Snohomish River out to the Sound goes right into the EB Slough and is slamming right into the bottom of the trestle. And that debris field today is insane.
Yeah, it really does. If you guys get out there and don't get out there.
Don't get out there and look. There's plenty of drone footage on X and on Google. It's
funny,
incredible.
I know that the Snoqualmie tribe, the Snoqualmie Nation, asked people to stop coming to Snoqualmie Falls to look at this volume of water because the western to eastern route, the eastern bound route is closed off because of flooding.
Yep.
People are coming in over where the Route 18 exit is on 90 and trying to get up over that hill to come down and see the falls.
Just a tourist.
There's just no room for you folks.
Now's not the time.
Yeah, because folks are still having to flee or get back to check their properties.
Yeah.
And emergency services need these roadways. It's not a time to be a looky-loo.
No.
Yeah, watch it on the news. There's been news folks out there, and you can get plenty of footage. Yeah. The falls look insane. I mean, they really look like...
We sent Luke Ducey out there so you don't have to go.
Yeah,
okay,
exactly.
He took the splash bath for you.
I'm not telling you to go out there, but if you already live out there and you're looking, you know what I'm talking about.
I'll tell you what, the falls will be swollen next week as well. It's not like the rain is ending.
That's true. Okay, we have 2 minutes left in this segment.
2 minutes to ignite your rage.
Okay.
My story this week was as tolling equipment it gets more expensive, and as a way to capture the 5% of people who cheat or have bad plates or whatever, they try to get all the tolls. The world is looking at using smartphone technology as a way to charge your toll. Like but only where there are tolled facilities.
Gotcha.
But that would be camel's nose under to where your first point.
Tracking you is
and
becoming
you can
the norm.
read this at mynorthwest.com, but the Washington State Transportation Commission just did 2 pilots this year where they ran people through 520 and on Highway 18, which isn't going to be told. They just used it because it was good for this idea, where they, without a gantry, they just used a GPS point on Highway 18. People used their smartphone, and whenever they went under there, it charged the toll based on your smartphone using the GPS attached to your Bluetooth in your smartphone. This is something the state is looking at as a potential way to augment the tolling system, maybe to replace it down the road. But what the study found is it's nowhere near ready, because there are so many fatal flaws. What if your GPS isn't attached? What if you don't bring your phone? What if you put your phone in airplane mode?
What if you buy a burner phone to leave at home?
Exactly. What the cell phone really might actually do is help you determine how many people are in your car. Because right now in Dallas and in Atlanta, there are really active toll systems that use your phone to declare how many people you have in your car, because it's so hard to determine. We're looking from the outside in when you have areas like we do where it switches between 2 or 3 people by time of day. They would go by the number of smartphones in your car that are hooked up to the toll system to let you know that, you got 3 cell phones in your car connected to the system, you're good. You're 3+. Now, whether that's me and 2 burners, I don't know, but that's what they're actively doing as a way to maybe help enforce the.
And we're trying to find
HOV.
cheaters, right? We're trying to find people who scofflaws
Again,
who aren't.
5% nationally is what they lose. They call leakage in terms of what people should be paying versus what they get.
Would you be okay to be tracked if we could eliminate leakers and cheaters?
You don't even know me.
I know. Yeah, I'm just asking.
Listen,
I know because this is conflicting. You hate cheaters. But you hate tracking.
What are you talking about, hate cheaters?
I jumped the toll booth at the light rail, and I heard about it for 6 months.
I made fun of you because you're constantly saying how much you love the toll. You love the light rail.
I love
and
the
then
light
you
rail.
cheated it. If I cheated it, it would make sense because I hate light rail. I don't hate cheaters when it's unjust.
There you go. That's a peaceful protest.
That's a peaceful protest.
Fair enough. We've cleared that up.
I don't hate the people who work at light rail, by the way. I think they're all wonderful people. God bless them. I think the system has a fundamental flaw, which is that nobody wants it, and it doesn't work, and nobody wants to ride it.
Pretty
and
fundamental.
It's really, really
Several
expensive.
fundamental flaws.
And there's scofflaws like yourself that prop it up on a pedestal but aren't willing to pay for it.
Recovering scofflaws.
So, we're going to have to get into this another time. We're out of time. All right. Chris, thanks for coming
Friday.
in. Happy Friday.
I don't think you really need to be in here.
All right.
Yeah, we do.
We got a lot more coming up. Stick around. We'll be right back.
Choke Points with Chris Sullivan.
With Choke Points, we try to answer listeners' questions. It can be as simple as a neighborhood stop sign, or it can be as big as the budget for transportation. I don't care. I'll find the answer for you. It's really easy to get a hold of me at mynorthwest.com. We have a direct link there that gets right to me. You can also do it in the app. You can hit me up on the text line.
Choke Points, presented by Carter Subaru. Tuesdays and Thursdays on KIRO Newsradio 97.3 FM.
What does VA mean? Thank you very much. All right, folks. Spike O'Neill for Integrity Roofing and Construction. I don't have to tell you that the rainy season is back upon us. And you know what's coming? Another atmospheric river next week. Now's the time to make sure that your roof is ready for the rainy season that is here. Call Integrity Roofing and Construction at 206-202-ROOF. That's 206-202-ROOF. Or go find them online at integrityrc.com. Tons of great reviews. You can take a look at all their work. They do a wonderful job. I can tell you firsthand, myself, Integrity Roofing and Construction replaced our family's roof, and I could not be happier with the work. Again, the number for a free estimate is 206-202-ROOF or online at integrityrc.com.
Comcast Business is celebrating the holidays by giving your business the $1,000 holiday bonus when you switch to a gig speed internet package. Just imagine the thousands of possibilities of a $1,000 prepaid card. Like possibility number 12, a new laptop for the office holiday hero. Or possibility number 108, smart speakers to deck those hallways. Or possibility number 192, new equipment for the new year. Or possibility number 555, Bluetooth holiday lights for office decor. Switch to Comcast Business, designed for 100% reliability with business internet and wireless connect, plus advanced cybersecurity, and now get the $1,000 holiday bonus. Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Ends 12/14/25. New customers only with 2-year agreement. Requires qualifying gig package. Other restrictions apply.
What does VA mean to me?
A place for my daughter to call home.
thanks to the VA home loan.
A new lease on life. The best healthcare team I've ever had is here at VA.
And education, and the opportunity to open doors I never thought possible with my GI Bill.
The financial support I need to manage the disabilities I developed because of my service.
Get what you earned. Visit choose.va.gov.
Not all veterans are eligible for the type or amount of benefits mentioned here.
Hey, Brock Ewart here with Shannon O'Kelly, President and CEO of IRG Physical and Hand Therapy, inviting you to come work with IRG. And Shannon, what kind of staff are you looking for at IRG?
Brock, we're looking for all kinds of clinical staff, physical therapists, occupational therapists, athletic trainers, certified occupational therapy technicians, physical therapy assistants, you name it on the clinical side. We are looking for those folks. But we are really looking for folks that want to come to an organization that want to be part of our culture and change the culture and work with us to provide the best care and service we can to our patients, our team, and our community. So those clinical people out there, we're looking for you. We also provide advanced certification. We want to provide you mentorship. We want you to grow personally and professionally here at IRG.
And with over 40 clinics throughout the Pacific Northwest, you've got the opportunity to work in the city you want. Just head over to irgpt.com/careers. That's irgpt.com/careers.
I'm here with my real estate guy, Wes Jones of sellwithwes.com. And Wes, the year's almost over. It's the holidays, but the spring is going to come fast.
That's right. There's not a lot of time left this year. But here's the thing. It takes a lot to get a home ready to sell if you truly want the maximum value for it. So I would encourage you, let's start the conversation now if you're planning to sell next year. We'll walk through my pre-inspection program. If there's any improvements that need to be made, I can help line up the contractors. And if needed, we have options to pay for it out of the proceeds from the sale of your home. The important thing is to have a game plan from repairs to staging, pricing strategy, and marketing. And we can help you get a jump start right now.
There's a reason I say if you want to sell for more, sell with Wes. So go to sellwithwes.com, find out the real value of your home with Wes's home value calculator, then give him a call, schedule an appointment. Sellwithwes.com. That's sellwithwes.com. It really just is a better way to sell your home.
You're listening to Leaf Filter Radio, and the guru of gutter protection himself, Chris Coonahan, is here to take your most pressing leaf-related questions.
Hey, everybody, Chris here. I understand we have Ron on the line. Ron, where are you calling from?
Uh-oh. Ron, are you calling from a ladder?
Well, I was. I wanted to ask Chris what I need to do to get my gutters ready to have leaf filter installed.
Oh, Ron, you don't have to do anything. A Leaf Filter Trusted Pro will come out and clean out your gutters, realign and seal your gutters, and install Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter protection system.
So I didn't need to get on this ladder?
Ron, Leaf Filter Trusted Pros are in your neighborhood and ready to help. Just visit leaffilter.com/radio to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off.
Thank goodness. What was that site?
To get this special radio offer, go to leaffilter.com/radio for your free gutter inspection today and get up to 30% off. That's leaffilter.com/radio for up to 30% off. leaffilter.com/radio. See representative for warranty details.
Are you looking to hire? ZipRecruiter finds the best candidate for your job fast. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ziprecruiter.com/free.
What's your holiday tradition? For most, it's gathering with a joyful meal. Unfortunately, for many families, that tradition feels out of reach. To help, please donate to Nourishing Neighbors the next time you're at Safeway checkout or visit nourishingneighbors.com.
Your old furnace ain't nice, and your toes are like ice.
DayandNight.net.
This month, Day and Night gives you a free furnace with the installation of an AC or heat pump.
If you're not sure your furnace will make it through another winter, call us to install a proper, long-lasting, efficient heating system backed by our lifetime workmanship guarantee, so you won't be left out in the cold.
Install an AC or heat pump and get a free furnace from Day and Night Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electric.
DayandNight.net.
Welcome back to the show. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with us today. Lots of great comments on the text line, which we always do appreciate. Why don't we read some of these? Laura, do you want to start us off?
On flooding and evacuations, Dave and Graham says, I live in Ording on Daffodil Avenue. That sounds beautiful. We had a level 3 order to evacuate, but it was literally for no reason. No one left and water was never an issue. It was definitely a cry wolf moment.
Well, I'm happy for you, but that wasn't the case. Far too many places up and down.
For sure, there was a lot of folks that actually did need to evacuate. I know what he's talking about, though. I mean, there are times where They're casting a wide net.
Yeah, better to be safe than sorry.
You're not legally. I mean, like legally, you could say, "I'm choosing to stay in my house."
Very true.
You're not going to arrest you.
Which it sounds like he did.
Sounds like you did. So
And he
good
lucked
job,
out.
Dave. You got lucky.
Dan in Stanwood says, time to go gold panning. Too bad I don't do it.
Oh, that's an interesting thing.
It is,
With all
yeah.
of this new stuff that's being moved by the rivers.
And sediment on the bottoms and washed away.
Have you guys ever gone gold panning?
No.
Nope.
I'd love to.
It is so enticing as an idea.
Yeah.
It's incredibly difficult.
Oh,
I have gold. I have multiple. I have gold pans. I've went and
Do you really?
Yes, it's really cool. You got to be careful where you go because obviously you can't go on somebody's private property.
Right.
They would own the gold if you catch any, which you're not likely to do. And if there's gold there's probably already been somebody who's looked for it and found it.
Yeah.
But my parents have this little creek that runs through like the basin of their property, like the lowest point in their property. And so me and the boys have gone down there and gone gold panning. It's so much fun.
When this is all behind us, you just want to go down there again.
Yeah, heck yeah.
It's a whole different creek bed now.
You might find $1 billion or nothing.
On Luke not rescuing a cat, 206 says real men will rescue the innocent. I know. I'm with you.
Real men will rescue the innocent. Is he saying that we're not real men?
You know what he's saying. You hear him. I hear him.
206, real men will rescue the Here's what I would say, 206. I will reiterate what I said earlier. Happy to get my jeans wet to save a cat or a dog if it needs saving. But would I risk my life when I have 4 children who are much more valuable than any pet? Maybe not to you, 206. You don't seem to me to strike me as a person with kids, but let's say that you, in some world, did have kids. You probably are going to be a little more protective of your life because it affects so many other people's lives. Again, 206, I don't know if this is the case for you. You might just have a ton of pets, in which case you're a real man and go rescue those pets. Also, I don't know if you're a man, 206. This could be a woman. We don't have any indication.
We don't.
Kara, the cleaning lady, says, I take care of a group of feral cats that live with raccoons and they all eat together. Kitty will be fine, Laura.
Oh, thank God.
That is actually really nice to hear.
That last we heard that cat, it was down in a den of raccoons. Maybe it was initiation crossing that river.
On the ghost ship that had a near miss with a ferry in Mukilteo, Bernie and Squim says, I was on the front row of a ferry in my work van and see one of these large buoys with a sea lion sunning itself on it. Then a shark hits the buoy and takes the seal off in a froth of blood and bubbles. I was like, holy shnikes. I look at the car next to me, and that guy is freaking out as well. We are both gesturing and going, did you see that?
That's awesome.
At 18 knots, it was gone in a heartbeat. National Geographic moment. That's fascinating.
Wow.
That's amazing.
Oh, on Old Man Rivers, Tony Everett says, Seahawks playing the Colts. I'm so torn. I want our defense to wipe the floor with Rivers, but I also want to respect my elders.
There you go.
Thanks, Tony.
On the mini
Laura, go for
donkeys in Mount Vernon, Tom in the 206 says, mini donkeys are herd animals. You need at least 2 of them to keep each other company. I have 2, and kids love them.
That's what Julie was saying, because I did offer to take some of these off her hands, and she says, well, they're very social, and they are very lonely if you just have one.
They say this about cats, too, that you need 2 cats.
You need 2.
Chickens as well.
Really?
Yeah, you cannot get just one chicken. They're like the most social animal. You need a bunch.
Interesting.
Okay, guys, that's actually the end of our show. We've run out of time. I hope that you all stay safe out there. Yes. I hope that the waters recede and you were not greatly affected. And if you did have to be evacuated, I hope you get back to your house soon. And hey, you guys have a wonderful weekend ahead. But we will see you back here on Monday, and we'll be doing a ton of Christmas stuff next week. It should be a ton of fun. So we'll see you back then. Bye-bye.
Your favorite Seahawks gear? Check. Face paint? Check. The Mike McDonald preview on KIRO Newsradio? Check.
We want to win the game.
Seahawks head coach Mike McDonald joins the voice of the Seahawks, Steve Rabel, in the final interview before every Seahawks game. Friday mornings, the Mike McDonald preview, only on Seattle's Morning News.
I'm really proud of the work that we've done. I'm proud of the guys' spirit.
This is where the 12s hear the Hawks. KIRO Newsradio, 97.3 FM.
This is the story of the one. As an HVAC technician, he and his digital multimeter are in high demand. So when a noisy office HVAC turns out to be a failing blower motor, he doesn't break a sweat. With Grainger's easy-to-use website and product information, he selects the product he needs to keep everything humming right along. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Ulta Beauty's big holiday beauty sale is back with up to 50% off must-have gifts. Shop irresistible deals like the Shark Beauty Flex Style and Benefit Cosmetics travel size mascaras. With new offers weekly, same-day pickup or delivery, and our trusted associates, we make holiday shopping effortless. Head into Ulta Beauty today. Ulta Beauty. Gifting happens here.
Honey, look. 4 calling birds.
Do they have cell phones?
Well, yeah. They're called calling birds because they have 4 lines of Cricket 5G.
How do they pay?
Oh, easy. Each line is only $25 a month.
Who are they calling?
Beats me. One sec, gotta take this.
Join Cricket Nation and get 4 lines for $25 per month each. Smile, you're on Cricket.
Cricket may temporarily slow data speeds if the network is busy. New lines only. All lines must be selected. Unlimited plan fees. Terms and restrictions apply. Cricket 5G requires a compatible device and is not available everywhere. See cricketwireless.com for details.
This holiday season, Capital One reminds you to give yourself the gift of 1.5% cash back with the Capital One Quicksilver Card.
Can I earn 1.5% cash back on birds?
Birds?
What if you sent your true love 2 turtle doves plus a partridge in a pear tree?
Sure, but why would anyone want that?
The song was very convincing.
Earn 1.5% cash back on all your holiday purchases with the Capital One Quicksilver Card. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.
This message comes from Viking, committed to exploring the world in comfort. Journey through the heart of Europe on an elegant Viking longship with thoughtful service, destination-focused dining, and cultural enrichment on board and on shore. With small ships that bring travelers closer to the destination, there's more time to explore. And every Viking voyage is all-inclusive, with no children and no casinos. Discover more at Viking.com. CVS Health supports people in the moments that matter, from picking up a prescription to connecting care. With nearly 5 million daily interactions and serving 185 million consumers and 1.5 million healthcare professionals, CVS Health holds a trusted place in healthcare. By simplifying care and improving health, we're helping people get the care they need. Learn more at cvshealth.com/Investor Day.
You gave years, maybe decades to your job. You showed up, worked hard, and planned for retirement. But now the company's changed, or maybe you've taken a buyout or been forced into early retirement. So what happens next? I'm Jeff Jr., founder of Trajan Wealth. And if you've built up a 401k or thrift savings plan, now is the time to ask, is that money really working for you? Many workplace retirement plans offer limited options and even less guidance. At Trajan Wealth, we help people just like you roll over their accounts into IRAs with more flexibility and personalized investment strategies built around your goals. For households with $500,000 or more, let us build you a personalized plan. We operate on veteran values, service, trust, and doing what's right. Your next chapter starts now. Call Trajan Wealth, 206-656-3300, 206-656-3300.
Advisory services offered through Trajan Wealth, LLC, an SEC-registered investment advisor.
Your best